Jackson and Michael Jackson.
It's one thing.
Sorry.
But you discovered someone in the last year,
Yeah.
and then you find out what they like. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we're live. We're like, oh, someone's watching already. How is that even possible? No, it's got to be you and I.
Okay, notification.
Here we go. This is going to be what is saved on the feed forever. Baby's in the room. Let's have a look. We've got the chart up on here.
Hey, the chat.
Hey, the chat.
There it is. Come on. Billy Connolly.
Hello. So everybody, well, we're a bit early. We're a bit early for the chat. We're 1 minute early, but you know, people like
Early doors, man. Early doors. Early doors.
I did that thumbnail because it mugged me for it when we talk about poker. So I just sort of had to go in. Oh fucking hell! 8 watching already. Hello. Oh, hello.
Are you watch, man?
8 watching already.
Okay. There you
You
go.
have to mute that.
Yeah.
Ewan Callister. Hey Ewan. Sam. Rayman. How you doing? Oh, hello. Is you in London, bruv? That's Angelo. No, Angelo. We're in Peterborough. We're at Duncan's place.
It might as well be London if you.
Yeah, Isaac Whittaker Dakin, HD Beard, Worms 217. That's Nikki, who we met. We gave Nikki some merch at Birmingham a couple of years ago. Or no, last year. That was.
Sure.
Right, no. I spoke to more than you guys did.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry. Yeah.
Ollie Bulmer, Brain Palace. Yes. I don't worry, Ollie. You're fine. You didn't speak over anybody. Hey, Frank's here.
Hey, Frank.
Oh wow! Fucking Ash gave us £5.
Wait, hey. Don't use money until we tell you what we're going to
Here we
give.
go. Ash, we already bought some beer, so thank you.
But thank you. God bless.
We've got lager and cider, James Quinn.
So today we're just going to lark about in this
Yeah,
studio.
we got fuck about.
But we have material from which to lark about. So we have the weighty tomb that is Bumface Poo Hands. That's your yes, I think
just so you can see it. So this is a children's book called Bumface Poo Hands, which if you've ever heard of the internet rude songman Cunt and the Gang, this is his children's book, which I found very, very funny. So we done. I went and bought a copy, and I thought it was fucking hilarious.
That which you guys are giving us £2. Thank you so much. That's really kind.
Oh man,
Dude.
That's Richard McGreevy. Hey Richard, thank you man.
God bless
you so much.
God bless you.
The best Mitchell and Webb spin-off book, surely. Fucking love Mitchell and Webb.
Bless you.
Hey Rayman, I've got some other Cunt and the Gang. I've seen Cunt and the Gang live 3 times and sang along, and it's just my favourite.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Do you know what that's from?
Like, oh, what was that voice?
It's a me thing. Bless your heart.
No, go on.
It's a James Bond thing. It's from License to Kill. It's we'll get you. So Richard wants to revisit the Dalton years.
I want to watch the Dalton one.
So I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna hook him up, and you're gonna show him.
Yeah, what's the difference? Can I get the hat?
Oh yeah,
So the videographer and me, we're working on Duncan's kitchen.
The lighting hat.
And they're adjustable spotlights.
Yes, they are.
The phone is darker than the tablet from before. So, oh no, yours is alright actually. Let's get my house lights.
We're kind of looking on my
It's
laptop.
still quite dark. I want to get back in fine. It doesn't matter. Now, bollocks to it. Y'all can hear us. That's all that matters. You're reacting. So the other thing we have, which I'm debatably more excited about because it's more material.
Yeah.
So my mum and dad are both retirees, right? So they're both in, my mum's in her late 60s, my dad's in her 70s. There's this kind of baby boomer, it's this old person's catalogue here. Now, strong opener, my dad has 2 of these houses. So I think one of his big pursuits is buying things from this catalogue. And bless my mum, because so what happened was I found some stuff in here and I immediately text Duncan because basically there was a toilet thing. And I was like, firstly I found this, text Duncan before I bought it and then bought it.
Yeah.
And then there was a toilet in here, so I told Duncan about it. And bless my mum, she went like, oh, I've got another one on the bin. And she'd thrown one out the week before, and she went and got the bit one out of the bin. And then she let me have the nice one.
Your mum is the nicest.
Oh, she's a diamond, I love her.
She is the best. Yeah. The best in the world.
Oh my God. Adrian Mendoza, how's your leg? We're getting there. I've got an X-ray in 8 days' time.
It just clicked. Did you hear it?
I know, I did that before. In fact, it stopped clicking when they did surgery on it. Another click come back. That's normal.
I get my neck clicks after our car race. It has for the last 3 years.
My knees are mashed up.
And I managed to develop myself some sciatica today, so that's wonderful. But what we're going to do...
Yeah, more. Yes, David, more. Scottish.
Thank
Thank you, Ollie. Yeah, well, next Thursday, they're hopefully going to tell me to get off the bloody crutches. Stan Wilkes says, thank you for recommending Robocop 2 to my brother. He thought it was great. Stan Wilkes sent me a short film he made once. Stan Wilkes, quite young guy. Stan, you have the most, he did like a podcast with his buddy, the most amazing radio voice.
Oh, wow.
He's just got this dude. I don't know if anyone's told you, I might have said it to you, I can't remember when you sent me links to your stuff. Amazing voice.
No way.
You should be doing voiceover, dude. He's quite young, man. You don't waste your life not doing voiceover.
The thing with voice, don't hang about with that, because I have, and I really need to get on that. And you know what, I've even had people who I did ADR for a big project that I did recently at Shepperton, and the engineer recorded like all Red Dead Redemption and everything. Like he said they do all the big stuff there, and he was like, you should be doing, because I'm like, I lark about and I do voices, and he put me in front of a microphone and give me several hours in which to do what I'm gonna fuck around. And he was like, he goes, mate, you should, with your range, you should be doing all these games. But I was like, the trouble is there's the end user, there's me, and there's all the shit in the middle that you've got to get through to get there. Now, bear in mind, like, the producer of the thing I worked on would work with me again in a heartbeat. I'm sure I've worked with him many times. The directors, everyone's happy. But for me to get more voiceover work in video games and stuff like that, I've got to have a voiceover agent who's got to speak to voiceover casting directors, who've got to speak to fucking...
And then you have loads of kind of famous people, I hate to phrase it, but famous people just come in and do VOs, and it's like, well, we got a whole world of like Frank Welkers and Morris Lee Marsh here, and
Billy West and fucking John DiMaggio.
Celebrities come in.
Yeah. And there are more talented people out there than me. Fucking throw a rock and you'll hit more talented people than me. But it's like there are these voice guys are absolutely on another level. And it's like they really, I mean, don't get me wrong, they get the work. I was really happy with Frozen actually, because they employed a lot of voice people in that. They employed celebrities, but they were mainly voice people.
I've got a big exception to the celebrity as voiceover rule, which I don't think necessarily counts.
Okay, Robin Williams.
No.
Okay.
David Jason.
Okay.
Count Duckula and Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's one thing when the celebrity just because this is a ridiculous conversation for 35-year-olds to have, but Danger Mouse and Count Duckula are vastly different characters. They're completely different. Danger Mouse is your James Bond type. Count Duckula is kind of your comedy American kind of schlub guy voice. It's kind of nerdy and shit. Completely different. Yeah. And it just feels so kind of like voice actors. It feels like there's some kind of vocal gymnastics going on. Yeah. Between the two roles, it really felt. And I tell you what, I'll go one further, because Cosgrove Hall, I'm a big champion of Cosgrove Hall, and I would like to talk about it properly at some point. He did the original BFG animation. The feature film. Right. And that's David Jason's BFG.
Of course it is, yes.
Well, really wonderful, really great nuanced, and they're three completely different roles.
Yeah, it's true. He was a versatile guy, man. David Jason, I know, predominantly known for Only Fools and Horses.
Nicky liked the Cosgrove Hall show up.
Nice, very good, yeah. Duncan saw your tool station there on the telly today. It really took me by surprise.
There you go.
Well, sorry about that.
I apologise.
I'm so sorry. I've been apologising, but do you know what? When people WhatsApp you and it goes into your phone's photo thing, my photo photo roll on my phone is just full of pictures of people's TVs.
At least one of those me.
Or TVs in pubs. Or TVs in.
I went to one of my very, very best friends is a photographer and I'm a videographer, and we went to a photo conference in Birmingham. We went for a piss up in the pub the night before, and I was sat there with him, and he was there, and over my shoulder just went, "That's Duncan!" And I turned around and it was a tool station advert, and naturally I then took a photograph and sent it to Duncan, because it's very important that he sees the thing he's already seen on the wall of a random pub in Birmingham.
The funny thing is, it's like, you kind of knew me.
I'm really sorry to derail this.
That's right.
I've just had an important. Ben Wallace. Richard, a few years ago, I bumped into you in London after recognising your laugh behind me. You were wearing a Trekkie shirt and were with a few others. Ben, I remember that very well, and this is a weird unresolved thing. Ben come and talk to me because he heard me laughing. It was when me and my friend Dan, I think I told you this, I went to a Plymouth Argyle game, so he came to a Comic Con dressed as Spock and
Yes,
Kirk.
you did. Yeah.
Ben, whose name I've just discovered, came up to me kind of like, oh, I recognise your laugh. You're from Valverde Broad. No, you're from Oliver Harper's, blah blah. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And I had a little chat to Ben, and then my buddy kind of pulled me away, and it ended very abruptly. Very weird, Ben. Thank you for resolving that. That's been
nice.
like 4 years in the making or something.
Okay.
It's lovely to meet you, Ben.
Just two.
Yes, please.
Two fingers on.
2 fingers. I don't Mac.
He doesn't Mac.
I don't Mac.
So yeah,
I
need to go I was saying something. Oh yeah, so when you met me, right after you met me, I had done loads of ads, and I'd been on TV, but I went through a bit of a fallow period with adverts, and so it's a bit less common. But it's weird. It's weird, kind of having shit on the TV like that again because it's.
Well, look, it's been nice to see on Twitter and stuff people who watch this.
Yeah. I mean,
people want to see you do well. They're enjoying.
That's really kind. Yeah, that's really sweet. You know what? For me, the funny thing is, an actor, and it's true of any job. It's not true of this job in particular. It's that thing of we work so hard, you know, about I don't know what percentage, but so much of what we do is not getting the job. So much of what we do is just getting in the room and doing the audition and then that's it, you know. And so when you get the job, when you do it, it's almost like that stuff is it's not inconsequential. Obviously, it's very important, but you know, the kind of like, oh, I did an ad and it's on TV now. It's like, well, that bit's over for me. You know, it's like I did the job. You know, I'm not one of those people. I don't like watching myself back. I'm not really interested in that. I want the thing to do well, but I'm kind of like. The hard part was getting the job, and then doing the job was fun, and then it was done, you know. And that's.
I've got one for you from the chat, which I think is going to be a bit more interesting for you, maybe. Well, fucking Angelo, don't give us money. Angelo just gave us a tenner.
Stop it!
Angelo, don't give us money.
Pay me to say a thing in a voice or something. We're going to do that. We're going to do me well,
Angelo,
and you're obviously welcome to read. But I'm going to read silly things out of this magazine.
Angelo already does stuff for us, man. Thank you, Angelo.
God bless you, man.
I was going to. Wincoming Exchange asked. Okay, 2 things.
Right.
Everybody's asking about the Sonic trailer. We'll do that next.
Yeah.
We will talk about the Sonic trailer. There's a bargain to be made there. We're going to talk about the Sonic trailer, and if people tip up later and ask about the Sonic trailer, if you guys in the chat could just go. They talked about it at 9:30 or whatever, so they can scroll back and look at the answer. That would be really useful. Oh, Stephen's here. Hey, hello, mate. Right, Stephen's here. No, just because Wincoming Exchange asked about your stage work. And I don't think you get asked about your stage very much. Out of interest, do you do much stage work? And I think we can use that as a venue for you to then talk about your stage work. I don't think you get asked that a lot.
No, I don't. I do love stage work. I don't do it as much as I should. I do get to do it occasionally, and I enjoy it very much. But it's not something I focus on particularly through my agent and through. Whatever, but I think the last thing I did was I did a play in the Bahamas called Hibiscus Hotel. I also, before that, I did a production of Measure for Measure, Shakespeare's Measure for Measure, in which I had the lead role in the Cockpit Theatre in Marylebone, which was a real... Yeah, Marylebone.
I've never heard of that. That is irrelevant thing, Karen.
That's all right. It's a you know, I guess it's fringe, but it was good. It was really, really good, and it was a great opportunity to work on. And the leading lady who I worked with is now a regular on called Midwife, which I also worked on. So that's really cool. And a really great cast, really good fun. And then before that, Death of a Salesman I've done. I played Biff, which is Back to the Future reference. Not really.
Well, Death of a Salesman reference.
Death of a Salesman reference. There you go. But yeah, it was played by Stephen Lang in the film with Dustin Hoffman. Anyway, but yeah, so no, I've done my share of stage work. It's not so. I do love working on the stage, and it was funny. For my birthday, I got tickets to go and see my really good friend Craig who is in the current production of Fiddler on the Roof in the West End, and it was a absolutely blinding production of that play, and I really enjoyed it, and I really watched it. And I would love to do this, but you know what? Certainly, especially musical theatre, I'm very musical. I'm an actor, obviously, but I do like doing musical theatre. It's not, and I've done it, but do you know what? It's an absolute. It's a craft in its own right, and I don't want to mess with it. It's one of those things where I just go, I'm not good enough. There are so many people who are so highly trained in that realm, and I just go, it would not be fair, even at my stupid level, to be going out there and auditioning for it.
Well, I mean, you do sing though. I mean, you have a voice.
I do.
It's not as if you're just some actor that just thought, I'll give that a go.
No, it's not like I do, and I play guitar and drums, and I do sing, but I like music and I like acting, and I do like musical theatre. It's not to say I don't enjoy doing it, but I just know that discipline, that very specific discipline, is not something I give the time to that it would deserve for me to be saying professionally I should be. I had an agent once who was sending me up for all that stuff, and in the end I said, look, it's not fair, because there are people out there who I know live for this thing. And I'm just taking away time.
Can I interject?
You can, of course.
To that question.
You can, of course.
Boris just asked, is it different to act on stage as opposed to acting in front of the camera?
Very much. Yeah, totally different. Totally different. I mean, so the play I did in the Bahamas, for example, with my friend Craig, who's in Fiddler on the Roof in the West End at the moment, I will be eternally grateful for getting the opportunity to work with him, because he's an old family friend, and he's a wonderful actor. But I mean that was outdoors, so that the issue of projection was a massive thing. And thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what do you want?
Oh, either or, whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, let's mix it up.
All right, cool beans. Thank you so much. It's a totally different. When you're on stage, you are amplifying a performance. You're amplifying a character. You are taking that character and saying, "This is it writ large. This is every emotion is entirely physical, and it's all out there." On camera, it's all cerebral. It's all cerebral, unless you're in some sort of unless you're Nicolas Cage, God bless him.
Nah.
Which
that's a whole other level of thing, though.
But that has its merit too, and I don't mean to do it down, because it does have its merit. That sort of the absurdist kind of, it does have its place. But realistically, you know, when you're on screen and you're blown up, especially like an IMAX or something, and you're up this big, and a blink is like 12 feet of movement. Yeah. You can't. You have to internalize everything. You have to, and I prefer working like that. I do like working like that. I like distilling things, because actually I enjoy it. But that doesn't mean one is better than the other. That's just my thing. But and I like the fact as well that on camera you get to go. Generally speaking, you're going to get to go and do stuff rather than be on a stage and pretend to do stuff. You actually get to go and, like, I've been able to fly along in a helicopter with the door open. I've been able to do the amount of things I've been afforded in my life, filming underwater, doing all kinds of crazy shit, is a really great change. But that's very long, and it's a very long-winded answer, but it's entirely different.
Now, to lower the tone, and I think not everyone watches the live streams. I'd be tempted to do a trailer discussion about this. I did float that with you already. Everybody wants to know. The internet has gone absolutely mental with talk of Sonic the Hedgehog. Ewan Callister just said, as I said that, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, everyone's talking about it. Thinking about it up. I love the Sonic games as a kid, Sonic 2 in particular. Hey, they're a good fun time. I like Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast. I don't, as a 35-year-old, I don't care enough that if they made a bad Sonic film, I wouldn't care.
Right.
I've got nothing to lose, right?
Yes.
However, this fucking thing looks horribly wrong-headed, very misjudged.
Fucking dude. The thing is, what I couldn't work out from that, it's one of the...
Again, have you seen the Sonic trailer? OMG.
Yeah.
David Cronenberg, like this, no.
Just
to capture the mood of the internet, I've seen everybody like talking about the Sonic trailer, but I know lots of people do film, lots of people do games, people cross over in the middle, people are completely unrelated. Every motherfucker is talking about the Sonic trailer, and then all of you guys are saying to us, talk about the Sonic trailer. It's very interesting to me that this has caught fire in such a big way, and I said sarcastically earlier on Twitter, if everybody who's talking about Sonic goes and sees Sonic, then Paramount have done their job. And we live in a world where everyone said Aquaman and Venom were going to be failures, and they made a shitload of money. So...
Well, I just don't understand. Like I said, Aquaman, so okay, the thing for me with Sonic is if it's a joke, it's a great one.
That would be quite... I tell you what as well, you know, there's a complicated issue between who owns the Star Trek rights and stuff, but that's one of the Paramount kind of flag things that they do as movies.
Yeah.
There's been lots of talk that Paramount are struggling, and each thing they do has to be the next big thing or they're going to go under.
Right.
But Paramount has Mission Impossible, which has done very well for them.
Yeah.
And they lost kind of doing the Marvel stuff because that went off to Disney, and because there was co-production deals and stuff with Paramount. So if anyone's bet the farm on the fucking weird blue rape goblin movie, like, I mean, that's... Duncan does not endorse my description of Sonic as a blue rape goblin. They're in trouble, man. I mean, that's not good. That's not a good time.
My thing, yeah, I mean, I suppose there's a real desire. I think in a post-Deadpool world, there's a real desire to kind of go after the ironic, fourth wall breaking thing, and it's just Duncan should have played Sonic. Thanks, Matt.
I don't know who's playing Sonic voice-wise.
I can't remember.
I mean, the design is horrible. And what I particularly like is that from the neck down, it's shaped like a person, specifically a man. So it's got like weird human calves and hands, human teeth.
Like kind of like they did with the turtles, right?
Yeah, that kind of slightly gross too human. Because like if your gag is like Sonic comes to the real world and interacts with real people, make him look like a cartoon.
Ben Schwartz is Sonic. I don't know.
Who the fuck is Ben Schwartz?
It's okay because he was a stormtrooper in Star Wars.
Though amusingly, hello to you both. I'm a heterosexual male, but Duncan is the most beautiful human beings I've ever saw. Any silly commentaries in the future, Duncan, you can do impression Dread as Doubtfire. Oh, Dread as Doubtfire, okay. Yes, Sonic, fucking weird.
Thanks, my wife thinks so too.
Maybe that was your wife posting.
Yeah, well, probably.
So people are already talking about the Mario Brothers movie. Now, my big takeaway, firstly, Gangster's Paradise is a trailer song, what the Christ. Secondly, my big takeaway from this was it's the inverse premise from the Mario Brothers film. And I said it, we had a Patreon stream before this. The Mario Brothers film's premise is the Mario Brothers are normal guys who go to a wacky dimension, which in Mario lore is something that Nintendo of America invented. It doesn't come from the Japanese side of Nintendo, which is the mothership really. But this film is Sonic comes from his dimension, I guess, to our world, and it's just like you know those horrible premises where you adapt something and your concept is like the characters come to our world.
What's funny is when I went and saw Endgame yesterday, there was an advert for the Pokemon thing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu, and then you sent me the Sonic thing shortly thereafter, and it's weird to think that those are two films that kind of exist in the same sort of arena. And yet, one I felt warmly towards, and the other I really thought was just
funny, isn't it? Because I think Ryan Reynolds has a load of goodwill behind him at the moment. Ryan Reynolds failed horribly for years and then turned it around.
But he's carved that niche as a sort of fourth wall breaking,
kind of wacky thing,
self-aware guy. You know.
I feel that I'm about well, we're the same age. Well, I'm slightly older, but we're like basically the same age. I'm about 2 or 3 years too old to have got Pokemon. Yeah. And my little brother is 6 years younger than me, and when Pokemon tipped around, he was all about it. He was crazy about it. Mm. I'm not into the Pokemon lore. I don't care. I looked at the Pokemon thing. I was the Detective Pikachu film, and I was largely ambivalent to it. Based on a Nintendo computer game, essentially. Mm-hmm. You know, it's in the Pokemon world. It's the first live-action Pokemon film. It's made by Americans, not by Japanese. And it was like, okay, I'm basically ambivalent to this, but it looks fine. Mm. And then I watched the Sonic trailer, and I was like, well, I guess Detective Pikachu was Citizen Kane then. Because it was like, oh, that looks like that's probably what he laughs, and it's...
It looked like it was made with an audience in mind, you know. It looked like it wasn't sort of pandering. It looked like it was kind of, you know... And just, I don't know, I mean, it's odd because you kind of look at the Sonic one and you go, well, this looks like it's deliberately trying to be that.
Yeah.
Whereas the Pikachu one looks like it's a good story, but it has
some irony and self-awareness.
Has some self-awareness, whereas the Sonic one looks...
It's
oddly
a strange combination of kind of mawkish nostalgia, horrible design, and just poor humour. I mean, there's nothing funny in it.
Didn't they do the Paramount logo with the rings around?
With the rings. And then it's like every hero has a genesis. Like, so, okay, firstly...
Every journey has a beginning.
Every hero / every journey, anything, is absolute cancer. That's the most psychically bankrupt thing you can come up with.
It's not a journey.
And also, the Genesis thing only works in North America. Literally the rest of the world, it was called a Mega Drive.
Yes, yeah.
Now, I will give them a lot of credit if they bring out a trailer in Europe and Japan and Asia.
Every journey has a Mega Drive.
Every journey has a Mega Drive.
Yes.
Because that still works if you get it.
Yeah.
If you're on board, you get that and it's funny. And the fact is, that's the insanely small niche that are going to come and see a Sonic film with Jim Carrey and fucking Cyclops.
You brought this up actually before when we talked. It was like, who's it for? It's for a generation that are now in their 30s. Because the kids now won't get Sonic. Sonic's not been relevant for a long time. It's a thing they may have heard of. But have her.
I'm going to defend the fact that Sonic has some kind of legs. I mean, there is that, but the fact is there haven't been a relevant, popular Sonic game for a good decade, apart from Sonic Mania, which was aimed at people of our generation. It was a sort of nicely done redux of the original Sonic game.
Right.
So... And this is the constant thing with adapting things badly, because someone with a bunch of money thought that there would be a market for it. So Sonic the Hedgehog, the film, is based on a thing that you and I know about, but artistically is clearly aimed at 10-year-olds. There is nothing wrong with making a film for kids. And there are loads of really great kids' films. And someone said to me on Twitter, it's not aimed at you, it's aimed at kids. And it's like, that's not the point.
Is it though, or is it kids of 1980s?
Well, but is it? Because it feels like a kids' movie, with all the lame jokes and stuff. Like a 10-year-old would be into that, I guess. But the point is, there are loads of very good, very intelligent, very witty kids' films that work in different layers. Like something Pixar do very well, like DreamWorks have done it very well. So you're in a market where, there are really smart kids' films. So you're going to have to sell this horrible mutant chimp version of a character that we know to a bunch of kids that have never heard of it before, and it might make a bunch of money, it might work. But what was your starting point? Because if you're going to do, if you're going to do a Sonic film for our generation, fine, make some kind of animated movie that's like a little bit smutty, a little bit dirty, a little bit cheeky, but also panders to the nostalgia and is set in the fucking Green Hill Zone or whatever. Don't try and split the difference. I don't know who it's for.
Yeah, and the fact that it seems so reverent, and that by the end of it, Jim Carrey looks exactly like what's the bad guy's name?
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik. Or Ivo Kintobor in his origin story. Or Eggman in the Japanese release.
The fact that they're sort of trying to, I guess, craft a realistic story around it. It's just like, really? And then they're really wanting to look like the...
I tell you what's frustrating about this, because you could, if you wanted to release a Sonic or a Mario film set in the insane fantasy world of those games, we're at a point in 2019 where you could. We've just seen, market conditions don't allow Endgame to be the biggest film of all time. Apparently, it might be. But we've just seen an enormous superhero crossover become this enormous smash success, which never, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, never would have been a thing. You could make a kind of in-universe, like Sonic film, if you wanted to, but they've chosen not to. They've gone on this kind of pointless mad...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's that, If you're gonna make something ironically, then say it's ironic and be clear about that. I think the trouble is you look at that trailer and you go, as soon as Jim Carrey shows up, it's like he's just having a fucking laugh.
Jim Carrey's going to Jim Carrey Town.
Yeah, and that's fine. But then Are you making a Jim Carrey film, or are you making a serious? Are we supposed to take this seriously?
There's the one shot of him bald with the big moustache.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's this fucking thing they always do, where it's like, oh well, in the last 5 minutes of the film, he's going to get blown up and lose his hair and turn into the Robotnik,
Yeah.
And it's that absolute thing of kind of like, oh, every hero has a genesis. It's like, we don't want to see how they became the hero we know. We want to see them being the hero we know.
And it's going to fall on the scrap heap of films of things that were the beginning that never went anywhere.
Yeah, time and time again.
It's going to sit there with the fucking RoboCop remake and all these things where it's just like, we never got to see the adventures that could have been. It's just...
I did this on a stream the other day. I'm going to fucking do it again now, but it's something that it's been percolating in my head for a really long time, and I want to formalise it into a proper video that you and I will make at some point. Games aren't films, films aren't games. I did not play Resident Evil because I'm interested in the story of a biochemical company creating evil viruses and trying to sell them to terrorists. I played Resident Evil because I was interested in exploration and risk-taking and strategy. I didn't play Command & Conquer because I want to see the story of two warring factions. I played it because I wanted to experience the risk and the strategy and the fear, and I wanted to have trial and error, and I wanted to make mistakes and adapt to myself through that game. I don't give a shit about the crystals or whatever. That's not why I did it. I didn't play Max Payne because I wanted to see a man driving through a door with two pistols. John Woo made that. Max Payne was saying, you can play that. So I played Max Payne because I wanted to be Chow Yun-Fat, which ironically became his own game, but we won't go into that. I wanted to experience strategy, I wanted to experience failure, I wanted to experience, in Max Payne particularly about kind of drug stuff and whatnot, I wanted to sort of move through that world. I'm not interested in the story of a detective whose family's murdered. Well, I wanted to experience gunplay and strategy.
It's an interactive drama based on sort of film noir, and it's like you can't. It's a brilliant analogy that you've made before, but it's that thing of it's like slaughtering a pig, turning it into sausages, making those into a pig, forming that into the shape of a pig and wondering why it doesn't oink anymore, which is so perfect. And that's all credit to Richard. That's entirely what you said. And it's absolutely right. It's that thing of like there are people out there who genuinely don't understand why Max Payne doesn't make a great film. And it's like, but they're like, but it seems like a great film. And it's like, yes, it's a great experience. It's a way of experiencing. It's like taking a film noir with that sort of John Woo action, and then being able to control the action. That's really what it is, because the games it's just the story moves along in the cutscenes. It doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay. Is like playing the set pieces.
Someone has just said to me, James Walk said, "Richard, you must fucking hate The Last of Us," and I know where Richard's coming from this because in my fucking 30 years as a gamer, right, when I broke my leg, I was in my mum and dad's house, and my bro gave me a PS3. I never had a PS3. I abandoned PlayStation to PS2, and he gave me a copy of The Last of Us. Now, when I was laid up over Christmas, I played The Last of Us twice. Like, The Last of Us was fucking good. It's a survival horror. And people like to bring it up in the film adaptation question because it's kind of like, it has a really strong story, very compelling characters.
Okay.
Right? And I think what James is saying, I hate to speak for you, James, but I think what James is saying is kind of like, you must have hated that because it had a good story. No, I didn't. I don't want to watch the cutscenes of that glued together end to end. I experienced the story firsthand, I influenced the story, I survived, I brought that character with me, I saved a life, and I made tough decisions on my own, and there were some cutscenes between it. The story merely augments that for you. And in The Last of Us, you are escorting a vulnerable child on a mission. And do you know what? Do you know what the story is? It's 28 days later with mushrooms. It's nothing special, right? It's an end of the world zombie thing, it's been done 100 times before. Don't kid yourself it's special because it's got some fucking singer-songwriter plunky plonky guitar music over it. It's generic as shit. It's a generic fucking story with great voice acting and sure, good dialogue, but the only reason it meant anything is because the gameplay was so incredibly strong. If you take those same cutscenes and string them to a shit game, it means nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And I got involved in that, and I'll tell you what else, I'll tell you for what. I played it twice. Second time through, skip the cutscenes every time. Fuck that, I know the story. Yeah. I wanted to get to the next section where you go through. Films aren't games, games aren't films. I've had 6 beers and 2 cocktails. I'm going to probably get less angry now. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Do you know what? It's going to be an interesting discussion when I can finally talk about.
Richard, will you make a rap album? Yes.
When I can finally talk about the thing that I can't talk about right now.
Yeah, I know, that's really frustrating.
Yeah,
there's a thing that Duncan can't talk about, which contributes.
It will be a very unique way into talking about games and films.
Thoughts on Dead Space influenced by Event Horizon, says the original being.
Interesting.
Glad you lost that, the original being. Duncan, would you get to run with that a little bit?
Yes.
Are we keeping it?
No, that's right. So Richard and I did a commentary before we jumped on. No, Shay, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Shut up, go away. Why? How do you know that? Who are you? No, it's not that at all. What are we talking about? Who you must be, you're looking in the wrong place. There's no one by that name here. The Event Horizon thing, yes, we did, we just did a commentary to Event Horizon actually this afternoon, in which we spoke about that very issue.
Yes, we did. So that's we're saying that Event Horizon commentary happened today, and we talked about Dead Space. Not in any particular depth, but we did. We did.
Well, it was because and what was interesting actually talking about that film today was the fact that it's obviously a hugely reverential film, but it's also a film that people have referenced an awful lot recently, and we were sort of saying that it's about, in terms of years, it's about as far away from something like Aliens as it is now away from today, and that, you know, it's interesting to see it as this kind of little fulcrum of influence, even though it in itself was inspired by a lot of stuff. So question for Duncan. So Rhys Williams asks me, before it goes away, thoughts on what GoldenEye would have been like if Timothy Dalton stayed on as Bond. Good, bad, indifferent. I say they've been indifferent, but bloody red.
You bastard.
You bastard. What's the GoldenEye, you bastard?
You bastard. I'm a slasher of prices.
Yeah. Utter tosh.
Hot Fuzz review coming soon.
Definitely, interesting. I don't know. It's very hard to imagine it as being anything other than obviously it would have at some point been retooled to be for a new Bond. Obviously, the way it opens and everything, it involves sort of hiding him, and so. But I don't know.
Two things.
Yeah.
Duncan R asks Richard, "Did you grow up near any bacon factories? And if so, what were they known as locally?" Duncan R is Duncan Rule from the Italian movie.
Hey.
And Duncan knows that I grew up near an abandoned bacon factory, which was locally known as the Danish. It's a Danish bacon factory. So hello, mate. All right, how you doing? I need to get back to you because you WhatsApped me about coming back on.
Duncan, we're you and I are going to do something, mate.
Oh yeah, Duncan R. I talked about to Duncan C, and it'd be nice to put you two together when you can come. So that would be good. Also. I saw something else that piqued my interest. Oh yes, Braden Goss says Dalton for Alfred Pennyworth. I'm all about that, and with the Tash as well, I'm all about it. Because the Alfred Tash has been abandoned by modern intelligence.
I think more. Yes, and he could totally rock it. That's what.
Stop what the ginger nut gets.
The pencil moustache.
The Rocketeer.
Yes, yeah.
And
that sort of Vincent Price-esque moustache. I can totally see on Dalton in a.
Alex Sheeran says, "Fuck that! Give me Dalton as Alfred and Batman in the same movie." I'm behind that.
Also good.
I'm 100% into that pitch.
There's an Elseworlds movie out there where Alfred becomes Batman.
I'm absolutely into that.
Yeah, do you know? I think the thing is that we never really truly got to see enough Dalton on camera. And don't get me wrong, I say that as someone who he's a good fucking throw rock. There's more Dalton films than Casey films, but he's someone who I think, bear in mind the guy played James Bond. He didn't. I don't know if he got his due. He's a prolific stage actor, and he's wonderful. He's in Flash Gordon, for fuck's sake. But
yes,
Wuthering Heights. And
he interloped into two of my kind of purviews, which were Hot Fuzz, so the Cornetto thing, and also Doctor Who, where he played Rassilon.
Okay.
And Rassilon is kind of like the big bad of Time Lords, so it's kind of a big deal. First he cast Rassilon, and then have a movie actor come and do Rassilon, because they've recast him since Time Lords or whatever. But Timothy Duncan was Rassilon. It was just like, snap, motherfucker! What is that? Is that Timothy Duncan?
And it's funny how I guess by virtue of the fact that he has done other stuff, but it's not. He's primarily known as James Bond, and that's you totally get that as most people in their career. Certainly for me, that would be like the biggest thing. But I enjoyed him as Bond. I thought he was a great James Bond. Yeah.
Covert Fade just gave us £2.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's really fun. I mean, we haven't even started the silly stuff.
We're not even dicking about yet. We're just fielding questions.
Favorite film you've worked on? Don't question from me. From the original Being. Oh, that's Sophie's Choice.
He worked on Sophie's Choice.
I was in Sophie's Choice.
You could interpret that answer.
Yeah.
As Duncan works on Sophie's Choice.
They're all honest to God, and this is a cop out, but they are all. Well, no, there are some I thought were dog shit, and they were, but generally speaking, they're all your baby. They're all. So the thing I worked on last year that I can't talk about, that some people have pointed out wrongly in the chat, was a very unique project and something that required an awful lot of creativity, and I really enjoyed working on that. And I think I'm very proud of it. I haven't seen the end result yet, but we'll see. So I really enjoyed that. Sean Connery's Batman.
Nikki's trying to get through.
Nikki.
Sorry to keep posting this, Richard, but I don't know, Nikki. I can't see. I missed it before. I was weirdly ruminating on the fact that so in Flash Gordon, Timothy Dalton is very Errol Flynn-esque.
Yes.
But then in The Rocketeer, he's basically an Errol Flynn analog as well.
That's true.
So it seems that someone identifies the Errol Flynn-ness of Dalton.
Yes, I still haven't watched The Rocketeer.
Have you never seen The Rocketeer?
I have it currently still in its cellophane wrapper as a Blu-ray. But it was given to me by a certain.
Yeah, well, that's a great time for talking about movies. It's been a good night tonight. Goodbye. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, it's a great film.
And
you like Captain America: First Avenger more than I do, right?
I do like that film. In fact, I watched it. It was on TV.
Well, Joe Johnston does that, the 1940s heroic film pulp thing in The Rocketeer, and then that's essentially why I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm less bothered about there being a bad live action Sonic flick. What worried me is people using these excuses that Sonic fans attract purely because of it. Now here's the thing, the underlying thing with the Sonic movie thing. The Sonic movie looks bad. Now, Sonic has, and I've experienced this firsthand, and it's something that I'm not particularly into myself, but Sonic the Hedgehog has an incredibly involved and dedicated fan base. And I say that like that because this will surprise you if you dive into that. Seriously, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna cast any judgments, but there's a kind of sex thing with Sonic. So you have the spectrum.
There's a sex shit with Sonic.
It's a furry thing. There is
okay.
Not liking Sonic. Here's how I define the spectrum. There's not liking Sonic. There's a sex thing with Sonic, and then there's Sonic fans in the middle.
Right.
And whatever, it's legit. And this has kind of been used as a venue to sort of make hay of the kind of Sonic fans. I remember I did just before I was involved with. Oh, fuck it, I'm not going to twat around with euphemisms. Before I was involved with Oliver Harper.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. I used to sell custom trainers, you know that, right? I used to make custom shoes that I used to sell. And I did Cambridge Comic Con, or CamCon as it was then, and I sold my shoes there.
Right.
And it was anime slanted, not a world I move in, you know.
Anime slanted, that's racist.
Oh, yes.
It's
So it's not a world I move in, but I remember there was a bunch of like Sonic fans, and there was one guy who was like in the Sonic cosplay, who was just this rabidly excited to be there dressed as Sonic guy, and that was my first kind of window on the fact of people being real Sonic fans, and people are really involved.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was a Sega kid, and that was on the playground. In the playground wars, I chose Sonic. As an adult, That's probably not the best sentence ever, but as an adult, I prefer Mario. I just think Mario. Shigeru Miyamoto as a game designer, I just think it's a better game designer, and I think Sonic Team have done a bunch of great stuff, but I just think the Mario games are better designed than Sonic games. As someone who still plays retro games on the regs, Super Mario World in particular is my favourite of that series. But I just don't think they're as well designed. Sonic 2 is pretty good. Sonic 1 is disappointing. Sonic 3 is disappointing. But Sonic 2 is the shit.
Brian Charles just gave us €5. Thank you very much. Man.
Thank you, Brian. Most appreciated. Ask what if you like, man.
Yeah, man. And if you want, look, we're going to do some. We need to get into these really, because these are what we came here for. I'm certainly going to, like, for anyone who wishes to.
To
commission some?
I'm gonna. I do a bit of housekeeping. Raphael.
Yeah.
You DM'd me earlier. I have seen your email. I've been really busy, man. I'm going to send you the details you need. I've been freelance since we last spoke. I've been really fucking busy. I barely slept. So I've seen your email. I'm going to email you back tomorrow. Okay. I'm very, very apologetic about that.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're actually at the moment we're both insanely busy with one thing or another.
I'm going to pass some urine. I'm going to leave you in the hands of my capable
the capable bum-faced poo hands of
bum-faced poo hands. Yeah, if you want to lay out what our assistive materials.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. So we've got. I thought just for shits and giggles more than anything, a great thing. Richard can't work at all. No, what I thought we'd do. So, like we were saying earlier, Richard was texting me earlier this week about excerpts from the Easy Life Everyday Solutions catalogue, whereupon there was a bucket with a toilet seat on it, which professed to be a home-like. I'll see if I can find it. Basically saying just like home, but shitting in a bucket. And it's a great magazine. For example, let's see what we can find here. Easy spring cleaning with a mop that spins and rings itself. I mean, just absolute class. For $14.99, you too can have pump action, bucket spinning, dry spinner, drain spout, wheeling glory. There's so much in it. Keep crackers and biscuits crisp and crunchy. This thing, look. That ostensibly are just tubes shaped like crackers, and yet they're selling them for a pack of 2 for $6.99. It's crazy. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. It's amazing. We've turned it to JML here on the VVB Broadcasting Corporation. Yeah, I mean, there's the healthier, crispier bacon with fewer calories. I'm just reading stuff. It's like a JML here. I was just saying.
It's like the now defunct innovations catalogue.
Yeah.
From years past.
Yeah, I mean it's odd to get this sort of stuff, but it's brilliant. It's just an endless. Like any page. Look at this layer. Look at this. Make jigsaw puzzling more relaxing and enjoyable.
Adrian Hicks just gave us a $5.
Oh, bless you, Look at this is worth a $5. And in fact,
wait, what am I showing?
Oh my god, it costs £100. But anyway, look at this.
Get it right up in the lens.
I'm going. Look at this shit, right? It's basically
just the puzzle holder.
The puzzle holder. It's basically a canted table.
No. This is what I looked at. Okay.
Felt. Anyway,
I just want to. I'm sure you contextualise this already, but and I said this at the top of the stream. So yeah, my mum and dad are both. My mum's like 69. My dad, rudest number. My dad's in his 70s. My dad has nothing better to do than to buy this catalogue, and I found this at my parents' house. I thought it was fucking hilarious, and my mum gave me a spare one that she had around. Now, what this is a strange insight into the world of sort of millennial pensioners, I suppose. The world of a pensioner, the concerns of a pensioner in 2019, and the problems that they have to solve. As I said at the top of the stream, my dad has 2 of these fucking hoses. I said on the Patreon, there's this kind of slightly kinky Catwoman gardening glove.
Here we roar.
Meow. Oh fuck, we just got a $5. Matt, thank you, Mark.
Oh mate.
No, Derek with his kitchen gun. No, but alright. So Duncan just showed the puzzle board, and again, this is the world of pensioners. But I also you have to consider what problem is being solved by this. I love this one so much. rearm your favourite chair.
Rearm.
Yeah, rearm, not like give it a gun.
Oh,
But
right,
it's like,
yeah, okay.
You've done so much sitting around being racist. You've worn out the arm of
There's
your
so much like you've pounded the arms of your chair so hard.
And actually, this page, like page 3, I guess, is gone because there's a radio-controlled watch accurate to 138 million seconds, or whatever that is, and it's like, so you know exactly how many seconds you have left to live. It's like,
Wind down the clock with this wonderful watch.
Love it so much. There's a bunch of gardening shit.
I'll jack in the Rolex then. That's
it, mate.
That's it. Give me one of those countdown watches.
There's so much gardening stuff, which my mum and dad. I found this one weird. Did you see this one?
No.
Right, have a look at that. So what this is?
This bird watching.
This is a perspex bird. It's a perspex bird feeding house. So you can regard. You can regard the birds through the box, which surely in summer is a horrible nightmare of greenhouse pain. Like
let me read you the blurb. Here you go. Here's a small free sample. For $12.99.
Oh, that's alright.
Yeah, let's see what Charlton Heston would make him. Now you can get a closer look at birds. It should have been Michael Caine. Now you can get a closer look at birds. Thanks to this ingeniously designed transparent window feeder. It sticks directly into your window pane so that you can really get a bird's eye view. Just stick the feeder to the window pane with its 3 suction pads. Add some of the bird's favourite food and wait for your guests to tuck in. Watching robins, wrens, finches, sparrows, etc. At close quarters is both fascinating and fun. And you'll be helping our feathered friends stay fit and well fed throughout the winter. Easily removed for filling and cleaning. That's weird. So this I played guests to tracker. It should have been like Alan Partridge. Most of this stuff should be Alan Partridge, let's be honest. But yes, it's weird. It's a perspex bird feeder with suction pads.
I once read. Well, no, I've got there are a couple of books that came out about Viz.
It's a birdhouse. Birdhouse. Yeah, very good. Well done.
The creators of Viz described the funny top tips in Viz comic as a solution to a non-existent problem. Now this is like real life kind of found. I mean, I like birds and I like feeding birds, but I wish I had a perspex box to attach to my window.
Yeah.
In order for me to see the birds more clearly. I quite like this. Just as a kind of non-sequitur. This is a battery charger that can charge one of each type of battery simultaneously in case you need to operate some kind of
sequence of machinery.
Some kind of polymath device.
Yeah.
Now, it's portable here, isn't it?
Oh, here we go. Right. Okay.
The reason I was flicking through this catalogue, and this is why I had to text this to Duncan immediately. Oh my god, they're selling hemp oil. Fucking pensioners hate hemp oil.
There's suddenly been a rush on that because it's sort of legal now. So
those of you who follow my Twitter will know that I posted a picture of this with the caption "the most comfortable bucket you'll ever shit in." So take a good look at that. And okay, so this is £17.99 British pounds.
Wow, that's expensive, man.
It's a bucket with a toilet seat on it, Duncan. I mean, some things are worth more than money.
Okay.
You would use in your wonderful tones.
Who would like to
name
a voice? I mean, the Homestar Portable Loo.
Ian McKellen is going to say this. I think as one of Britain's most visible pensioners. I think he is. He's one of Britain's most visible pensioners.
Alright, I haven't done Ian for a long time.
Look, everybody wants Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
I mean, they want Pierce Brosnan, but well,
we can do Pierce for something. Alright, I'll try Ian for you.
Dusty Bin's kinky girlfriend. It's like a dusty bin that likes being shattered. Wait, I just got I didn't plan this, but whilst you're reading that, I'm going to make some chocolate. Okay. Would you like some chocolate?
Well, I'm drinking Miss Molly's. But I'm drinking, so I might as well eat badly. Never be caught short on the go. Again.
Let's start again. That's too good.
Sorry.
That's too good.
No, it was terrible. I've got to think jowls. I've got to think. Okay. Yeah. Never be caught short on the go. Okay. With this handy portable rope. This bucket, this style toilet is complete with a snap on traditional toilet seats. It's not very good either. With convenient carry handle and contoured grip.
It's magneto and club.
It's subtle for outdoor pursuits such as camping, fishing, and festivals. Measuring H37 times DIA. Okay. 32 centimeters. Max weight 100 kilos.
Max weight 100 kilos! Stop the clock! Stop the clock! Wait, alright.
Depending on the size of dump you've done. 100
kilos shit! Wait, hold on.
Fuck me in the ass.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know. I'm
Wait. There it is. So, wait. It's 37 centimeters high. So it's about that high, which is shorter than I thought. It's got a 32 centimeter diameter, and they're saying. Duncan, don't look at the chat. We need to talk about this.
Sorry.
So they're saying this bucket, which is smaller than the bin there, could hold 100 kilograms of shit. And then what? Like the bomb's gonna drop out? Like what are you talking about? Like, I'm taking this for what, right? So before I was hurt and stuff, and when I was really into exercise, I could bench I think I was benching like 40 kilos maximum. I'm not going to pretend I'm some kind of mega guy.
I'm in the Hundy club, but I did the Hundy. But that's, but I got to like 115, but on one rep, but 115.
Okay, so one rep, right? Like, I mean, first I've got questions about density and size of movement. But it's tiny! Like, how could it up 100 kilograms? 100 kilograms!
That handle will not take 100 kilos.
I mean, who's shitting it? Like Nibbler from Futurama. The black matter, the dark matter.
The dark matter shit. And then you're going to pick it up by a handle like that. Fuck off.
Yeah, dude, no. I used to do 20 reps on 40 kilos and I never went to a crazy experimental heights like that.
I've done a Hundy, but no fucking way.
So I remember one secret garden party.
I don't want to make out like I'm some fucking giant.
Some kind of beast. What pensioner can lift 100 kilos of shit? Steve Allen wins the night. What pensioner? How can you get I mean...
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
I've got to say, I think...
Duncan, are you looking forward to Bond 25? Yes, of course I am.
I think your average pensioner is their movements are regular and dense.
Not that dense.
Well, I don't know. I mean, keep in mind.
The odds of needing to shit in a bucket for the amount of time it would take to build up 100 kilos worth of shit is pretty remote.
I don't know, like, how often your nan, when your nan goes to Glastonbury and has to shit out 100 kilos. It's like, she tips up to go see Jay-Z in the rain.
Dolly Parton was at Glastonbury.
They turn up with their pound cake in a tin and just like... It's like, who is that for? Like, what's that man?
I've no idea.
Oh my god, 100 kilos! This is the thing! I saw that the other night, I didn't even get to that. 100 kilo fucking... Oh my fucking
We needed Ian McKellen reading it.
My mates,
Badly.
one year we did Secret Garden Party because they had a super pimp camper van, like a VW, and we'd all sleep in it all morning and they had USB and blah. And then one year they were like, oh, we got a chemical toilet. And it was like, it was better than that. It was like a chemical toilet that you put the poo dissolving chemicals in and stuff. And it was like, we bought a tent that was a toilet tent so you could just go in it and do whatever. I never used it. But trust me, on the Thursday they thought they'd made a sound investment. By the Monday they were full of regret. Because you had to just, it seemed like this civilised thing with a private toilet. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you've used a blue chemical to make a kind of piss and shit soup.
Yeah.
The best. I mean, that is the best outcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think, the diet wasn't that good, but I don't think we made 100 kilos of shite, but...
It takes a lot to make 100 kilos.
Roy shite is dirty shit.
That was a thing I thought as a kid. Do you know what? That came from that Mr. Bean thing.
Mate, it's got legs. It's got legs, brother. It's got
I'm
legs.
not, do you know, I'm not going to explain it.
It's got legs, don't. You've got
It was the dirty shit. There is though. When you look at someone, there are people you can identify as dirty shitters, just by looking at them. You know.
I've been flicking through it. I found my next questionable
Victim.
So, I recently purchased quite a good bag for my videography for like my day job, right? And it's quite tall. It's about 1.2 meters tall. It fits on my light stand. So I just did a job yesterday. I took like 2 tripods, 4 light stands, 4 lights, mains powered, good stuff. Before that, I went and bought like that granny bag from Argos that I used to carry around. And Duncan's seen the granny bag, and it's quite embarrassing.
I've carried the granny bag, yeah.
Duncan's carried
I like the granny bag, but yeah.
Yeah, Duncan's handled the.
I did. Yeah.
So there is a new Gremlins 2, the new batch of granny bag in here. So the granny, old ladies have those shopping drugs. This one is a granny bag that has an inbuilt chair. Right, so I'm gonna now. Granny bag with an inbuilt chair. You can sit on that chair when you're out, doing your shopping and whatever. What I've uncovered as my issue are the models that they're using. Now, is that woman, she's like the same age as us, is that woman, does she really need a bag that she can convert into a chair?
That's just lazy. She's just like that.
She's just like a lazy bitch. That's it. It's the new lazy bitch of my head.
We got some washed up mid-30s actress to come and sit at home.
It's like I played a corpse and silent witness, and now I have to sit. I mean, to be honest, if I was you, love, I'd take a sit and think about things.
Oh, bless her heart, man.
No, I feel bad for her. She's doing better than I am. Now, I'm going to foster some interaction. Let's not tell them the price of the sit-down chair.
Oh, sorry, Dan agrees it's
Oh.
$4.99. $4.99.
Actually, members of the
Construction
channel your growth. Thank you very much.
Cheers, man.
That's very sweet.
God bless
Dan McGregor, if you want to ask anything, then please, because
Dan McGregor.
Dan
I'm part of the McGregor clan.
you can carry your shit bucket in your mobile bag.
Boom. That
I think-
100 kilos in the middle.
Oh, Mr. Flibble just fucking gave us £5.
True.
Thank you, Mr. Flibble. You interacts on Twitter quite a lot. God bless you. Ugh, ask whatever you like.
I have to imagine he speaks like this. Mr. Frill.
Yeah.
I knew.
Brian Shells, I will get to Code Veronica on a Let's Play. Yes, love the game.
You and I need to do a Let's Play though, because
Alien Isolation.
it requires me to come to yours and sleep on
Sleep in my dirty house. Yeah.
no.
But
Yeah.
you are right.
no, I just need to bring a fucking mattress or something. But yeah.
The blow-up mattress.
Oh yeah, that'd be useful.
I mean, I know it's disgusting, but the blow-up mattress is clean. I'm disgusting single man.
It's not. It's fine.
I am. So, I just want to play a game.
Yeah.
How much would you pay for what I've dubbed the lazy bitch-o-matic? Or lazy bastard-o-matic, of course. I mean, I'm not above that. And actually, for videography, that would have been quite good, because I wouldn't have to find seats on trains. But anyway, read the description. You don't have to a celebrity voice, you do any voice you like.
Or the shock till you drop brackets, then sit down for a rest.
Shot you drop. Oh my god.
That's amazing. Shock till you drop. Then sit down.
Don't drop.
Then sit down for a rest. Yeah. All shopping trolleys take the weight off your arms. This one, take the weight off your feet too. That's a really bad grammatical error there.
Put your prices. Guess the price in the comments.
It literally says, this one take the weight off your feet too.
Oh.
This one take the weight off your feet too.
This one take the weight off your feet.
That's because it's fitted with a comfortable folding seat that just flips down whenever you fancy a breather. Hence its name, the Take a Break Trolley.
Harry Witt says £45, Longford Drummer £20, Carl Rivers £39.99, Captain Faff £100.
Carl Rivers,
Billy
who, thank the Lord, is still with us.
Still with us. Monco Monty £50, Mr. HEC £50, Billy Mount says I'm American. That doesn't really answer the question. Billy Mount says $20, Glenn K. Amos says 65, no denomination. Steve Allen £79.99, £25, Callum Chung, Original Bing £30, Worms £30. Paul Brilliant Music, £59, Neil Hutchison, £69, Adrian Mendoza, $99.99, presumably in dollars. Brain Palace Broadcasting, £25, someone says 20.
Well, hang on, before, wait, let me finish. It's roomy enough for a major shop.
Which one? A Dixon?
Well, I don't know. Holds up to 3.5 kilograms. It features, it's not 100.
So your 100 kilogram ship bucket will not
No. It features a large rubber-tired wheels. The heavy-duty shopping container is made from tough, water-resistant fabric and mounted on a large-weight alloy frame. And new sentence, when you're all shopped out and back home again, the Take a Break folds down for easy storage. Yes. Highlights include fitted with a comfortable folding seat, we knew that. Holds up to 3.5 kilograms, we knew that. Large rubber-tired wheels, tough water-resistant fabric shopping container, mounted on a lightweight alloy frame, folds down for easy storage, and its size is open H99, W49 times D 62 centimeters.
Duncan, you would make a great voiceover for The Price is Right.
Thank you very much.
Now,
There we are.
a number you got it right. I'm gonna allow for the penny differential. And I just remembered I have a particularly good one in here that I found and I didn't tell you about. But the Take a Break trolley / lazy bitch-o-matic, or bastard,
Lazy bitch, man.
or bastard-o-matic,
Yeah.
is $49.99, £50. So I paid, my non-seat granny bag was £20, but this one's got a chair. And actually, the granny bag 2.0, which you experienced, was actually a combination of a fishing trolley and the granny bag.
Bessie, what price can you put on being able to sit down?
Well, what price can you put on?
No,
well,
just-
quite so, my friend. Quite so.
I mean,
As men of advancing years,
That's
what
it, yeah.
price can you put?
and anal issues.
Or fish use.
Issues.
Well, look, this is just look. That's another lazy bitch-o-matic just dressed up. Reese Prout gave a fuck. Thank you, Reese.
Mate,
Give a comment if you want. Give a question if you want.
ask me to do a silly voice or do something.
Yeah,
Make
request
me
a silly voice.
dance
Make him
fields.
sing for his supper. Oh yes, now this isn't what I was talking about, but this is a great. So basically, straight up, I'm going to show it to you, but I said straight up, it's a fucking Walkman, fam. It's a fucking tape deck and radio. It's just a Walkman because old people still got tapes in it. I've still got a bunch of tapes in a shoebox upstairs, and there's some rare rave bootlegs from the 90s that you won't find anywhere else. So suck it. But this is very much just a Walkman.
Yeah.
An off-brand Walkman. $24.99. $24.99.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Gorilla Glue.
The-
Oh, look at this! It's a dog shitter that, well, in the age of Winston,
Winston,
Duncan's got a dog now.
do you need a dog shitter?
This is a dog shitter, which is just basically like half a square metre of grass to make your dog go shit on your own dog grass.
He has a tough enough time shitting on
You're going to get him on camera.
I'll try. Here, wait.
Hello, mate.
Come here.
I feel like the boys and girls want to see the dog.
It's alright, I'll get him on camera. Hey, come on. Here.
Look at the dog!
Oh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Come on. Oh, boy. How you doing?
Oh, do Ridley Scott, someone says. That's a very good shout.
Ridley Scott. I haven't done Ridley.
You need to do the whole cigarette smoking thing.
Well, that's all I do. It's not a particularly inspired impression.
I like it. No one else does it. It's inspired because no one else does it.
Well, that's what well, we just did a thing, and then the thing was a thing, so
I know the thing.
there we go. Hello.
Oh,
It's oddly close to Pierce, isn't it? Yes.
The main preoccupation of this catalogue is reupholstering your furniture without approaching a reupholsterer. That seems to be a very big thing here.
How you doing? Good boy.
Where's the fucking...
We know.
So much fucking reupholstering your sofa shit. I'm looking for... Now, I'm going to prime this because I feel the product itself is not the punchline. I really hope it's in here. I really hope it's not the other one that my mum kept on. It's a type of shoe that helps you lose... Ah! Now, you know of the humble odour eater, right, that you pop inside your shoe?
Yes.
The humble odour eater. Yeah. It's an insole that you put inside your shoe. And you get like the insoles you just pop inside your shoes. It says your shoe size, you get a pair of scissors, you cut it down, you put it in your shoes. I did it once just because it was comfy.
Very good.
Didn't have no odour eating issues, just was comfy. So this is an insole that claims to help you lose weight.
Right.
So this is an acupressure
With a picture of a
insole.
22-year-old.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's kind of difficult for comic timing, but here we go. So this is the lady that supposedly lost weight. These are the acupressure points in the insole which stop you from eating as you wear them.
Of course.
The insole is marketed by Dr. Robert Metz.
Of course.
Now, you see this guy?
Bless your heart.
There's a guy here. Now, the insole claims to be developed by Dr. Robert Metz. Well, I think it is.
Yeah.
But nowhere on this advert does it say this is Dr. Robert Metz. Because of course it's not. It's a clip art of a doctor. Now, I was at Mum and Dad's. I looked that up. I googled that. And Dr. Robert Metz has been in trouble with the FDA for lying about the properties of his insole. So if you Google Dr. Robert Metz, there is a PDF about some subpoena or something about how he's got in trouble for lying about what his insole does. So that is being peddled to my parents or your nan right now, and it's supposedly, you like cake? Get a fucking insole, mate, it'll sort you right out.
There's a picture of what looks like a sort of domestic abuse victim. And I don't mean that in a sort of funny way, like literally, like if she doesn't take the picture in the giant jeans, she's gonna get the shit kicked out.
Matthew Parker just referenced the Butterfield diet plan.
Apart from that,
Could be worse than Harold Shipman's sleeping pills. But I like the audacity of just taking a random clip art picture of a doctor
yeah,
and just going, oh yeah, you fucking... I mean,
he's got a fucking stethoscope. What do you want?
we've talked about Robert Metz. We're not saying that's Robert Metz.
Yeah.
Can pressure on the soles mean inches off the waist? Or to put it another way, could gentle foot massage actually help you lose weight? According to German doctor Robert Metz, the answer's yes.
Oh, German.
German doctor.
Yeah,
German. He's designed and produced an innovative medical insole that can automatically stimulate the trigger points that can lead to beneficial weight loss. And he claims it produces results while walking or just standing still, bearing in mind the impressive reputation that German medics enjoy. Like Joseph Mengele. We believe him. What do we know for sure
Dr. Emil Schulhausen.
is that these slimming insoles are comfortable to wear and slip easily into any type of shoe. And any method that may help us lose a few pounds is relaxed and easy way to... I can't do it anyway. How much would you pay... Oh, did you bring us a cider?
Yeah, is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, cool.
How much would you pay for a pair of insoles that supposedly make you lose fucking weight? How much would you pay?
£12.
£12. You got to slip it in the shoe and you lose weight. 29 English 99, my friends.
Wow.
30 fucking quid.
That's a lot. I think.
It's goutrageous.
Outrageous.
Goutrageous. I'm going to give you that magazine. Have a look.
I'll see what I can find.
£10, people saying $20.
Oh.
Half a curly whale in a can of tiger.
Yeah.
Plus BNP. 29 English 99, amigos. That is how much that costs. I mean, fuck. 89.99 says Carl Rivers.
My lord is still Rivers.
Billy Mount has asked repeatedly
Yes.
that you do an Adam Sandler voice. Is that a thing you can do?
Oh God, I've never done that.
I think you probably could, but I feel like you've never studied it.
No, I haven't. I wouldn't know where to begin with that. Fucking hell.
That's I would say Billy Mount. That's a what's his space.
That's not a 11:15 on a Wednesday evening.
It is Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lol.
Adam Sandler. He's quite.
Oh, I'm Billy Madison. I'm gonna do a golf. There you go.
Yeah, he's quite sort of. What is it? Oh yeah. Oh, Adam Sandler.
Christian Bale. Could Duncan do a Seth MacFarlane? I know you can do Pete Griffin.
Peter. No, can I do Peter Griffin? I don't know. It's just
do you know what?
Boston accent, isn't it? So sort of
Someone we used to work with did that.
Petey.
Family Guy's awful.
This might have gone a bit. I'm just going to be at the bottom of that. Might have gone.
Ew, I did drop them in Tesco.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're good. You're good.
Petey.
Hey, Mikey Mega Megas here. Mikey visited Nottingham.
Oh,
Mikey's a good egg.
Oh, yeah, you are a good egg, mate. You are.
Nice to see you, Mikey.
And thank you for spreading the word about VVB because that was really good.
Christian Bale Batman voice you can do. I know you can do that.
Yeah. What do you want me to say as Christian? Tell me what you want me to say as Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah, feed us some Christian Bale Batman lines and you can do it.
Do it.
What's worse these days, The Simpsons or Family Guy? I think they're probably equally awful. I don't watch either. So.
No, I don't watch either. I watched Family Guy for a long time. What either Simpsons? Don't say anything. Say what you want. Come on.
No, just say anything.
Anything. Do you please? That's it.
I bump Superman.
I bump Superman and have a stein.
That's Dijon's kind of catchphrase. just so you know.
I bump Superman and have a stein. So that's what that feels like. There you go.
Good for you.
No, Winston, no.
One fun day with a woof and a purr, a baby was born and he caused a little stir. No three-eyed fish, no two-legged frog, alone in the world with a little cat dog. Cat dog. We have a cat and dog in the room. Duncan has left. Oh, Robert Ryan wants a very on the nose thing. I'm not going to say that. I'm afraid. Well, he's not there. But he's not here.
Sorry, my dog is busy making noise. No, give me the
Are you interested in the new US Godzilla out at the end of the month? That has passed right past me, Ollie.
Yeah.
I really liked, I quite enjoyed King Kong, the King of King Kong Skylines, I guess it was called.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was good fun.
I did not.
It was a good fun time. Yeah. Oh, do you do a Jeff Goldblum?
I don't know. Well, I have played with Jeff. I know. I mean, it's really the answer, but I kind of. Hello. What? I sort of do a bit. Not really. No, I did the kind of Independence Day. Really?
That's great. That's good.
No. Frank. So there's a very very good impressionist, and if you're in the States, you've probably heard of him, called Frank Caliendo, who does Jeff Goldblum. But he doesn't. He always says he changes his mind all the time. So he goes like, Jeff, do you like hot dogs? And he goes, yes, I like hot dogs. Hot dogs are good. Hot dogs are really good. Oh no, wait a second. Oh, I'm a vegetarian. That's a stolen impression. It's an entirely stolen impression.
Hello, boss man.
But
we're all on my face, on my head.
and your heat.
On my head.
Winston, down. No, not at the table, Bobby.
Oh.
Come here. Come here.
Oh, mate, off you
Come
go.
here, buddy. Sit down on your table. You can't jump up. You're a good boy. Good boy. Sorry, dog issues. And cat issues as well. It's a proper menagerie going on here. Le menagerie.
Le menagerie.
Le menagerie. You big, beautiful
What is
bastard.
Vogt Saxon like in person? I'd love to meet him. Don't know if he's seen him in
Oh,
chat. He's a fucking laugh.
legend.
We had such a laugh. Like him,
Yeah.
he brought his girlfriend Elizabeth with him.
Fiancé, no?
Pardon me, yeah.
Le fiancé.
Le fiancé.
Yeah,
Stephen Vogt Saxon, he's a fucking hoot, mate. He's a great laugh.
Sweet
Really good guy.
people. I mean, the fact that they flew from bloody Ireland.
They flew from Belfast, they got up at 1 a.m, went to Belfast Airport.
Ah.
Yeah, I know. They met me.
So they can meet us dickheads.
Us twats. They met me at Cambridge railway station at 8:30 or 9. We went and got a fry up, went and started building the set. Duncan come over, we worked till about 6. They got a taxi back to the station. I think they had an 8 p.m. flight back to Belfast. We were drinking, so we did our Terminator videos.
Terminator.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Mikey asked my top 5 Resident Evil games. It's 1 to Foreign Code Veronica. I can't put them in order, sorry, except for 2 is the top, best one.
So was it Billy Mount? I was excited for Men in Black International. I have a bit of a rough, sore relationship with that film now as a result. Nothing to do with the film itself, but I don't know. I don't want to sound like I've got sour grapes, but basically, I got asked to audition for the Lexus tie-in for that film, and I did so. And then I got asked back for a pen. I got put on a pencil, and I got asked to come back for a recall. And I, having cancelled a bunch of other work, then it all got cancelled because the client changed their mind. So I was rather unhappy with that situation. But there we are. But no, as far as the film goes, no, I'm not particularly excited.
I like this,
Yeah.
and I'm happy for you to do what you want with it.
Okay.
Duncan do an impression of Richard.
Oh no.
No, please.
I don't know. I can't do it.
That's a bit too weird, isn't it? Too close.
Don't I sound like you anyway? Kind of.
It's that generic fucking Cambridgeshire accent, isn't it? We've got nothing.
Bald and angry.
That's because you didn't even do the voice. It was just your perception of I'm bald and angry. It wasn't even bald to do all of Harper. No.
Oh, yum yums in my tum tum, mate. No, I'm not gonna do it.
No.
It's an impression of disgraced former Blue Pizza presenter. No!
I'll tell you something.
Do what I do, Pierce Brosnan. No.
My brother pitched an anti-smoking film in a competition when he was 12 or 13, and it got selected. And him, my dad, and his drama teacher from our school got sent up to Blackpool to meet some 3D animators who made his film come to life. And he was given an award by John Leslie before he was declared a rapist.
Cool.
And now, probably from the age of 15 or 16, my brother has smoked continuously to the age of 37. So there you go.
Alright.
I think you might be watching, but he won't be saying that.
Which
there you
one,
go.
Niall or?
Oh, well, Callum's like 29, so
Okay.
he ain't gonna do that, man.
Yeah, we'll do that, you know.
What do you do a season of Zack Snyder commentaries?
We want to. I don't know about a season. We should do some.
How long have you been flatmates with Ivan? Ivan and I have been married for 5 years. No, we've been living together for 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Ivan is the best.
Oh, dude, I love. We've been mates
Sweet
since
guy.
1995. Like, I fucking love him to bits.
He's a great guy.
Have you seen Deadfall with Nicolas Cage? Now I have. That's the one with Michael Biehn and James Coburn and stuff, and Charlie Sheen.
No.
It's made by Gumbo Coppola. It's made by like one of the ancillary Coppolas.
Yeah.
It's really there's loads of compilations I've got on YouTube of Nicolas Cage just.
Freaking the fuck.
Remember like the vampire movie where he kind of does that super insane performance?
Oh yeah.
He's not in Deadpool for very long, but he does the same kind of thing. So.
Okay. No, fair enough. I've heard of it, but not seen it. No.
Can you guys help me get a girlfriend? Be yourself. Be nice. Don't be a dick. Go out and meet people. Hang out.
Here's the thing. I was always the worst with girls. It's always been terrible.
But then he just bought one from Russia. No.
No.
His wife's upstairs and I love her to bits and that was
I was always rubbish with girls, but you know what? I met my wife on Tinder. There you go. I said it, and but we ended up having a date, and I was just like, do you know what? The worst that can happen is I go to this very particular hotel in a particular place that I like. Didn't book a room. Don't worry, I'm not that
in Cambridge.
arrogant. No, in Huntingdon actually. The old bridge.
Oh yeah, I was best man at a wedding there.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice hotel. And I thought, do you know what? If I just go there and I have a really nice glass of wine and I go home and have a chit chat with someone, it's fine. And I remember literally thinking, what's the worst that can happen? And
now you're married.
now we're married. And,
Follow-on question: what does your wife think of the channel?
do you know what? My wife's amazing. She's very supportive of everything I do. And, it's all silly, fanciful nonsense.
As not her husband,
Yes.
she's extremely tolerant and supportive of what we do.
She's very
She even, Holly came and did camera up, or was it sound, on
Yes.
just for the Black Mirror one?
Yeah, and our Q&A.
And the Q&A.
Yeah.
So Holly's got her hands dirty, so to speak.
Yeah, she has, and she's also, being the wife of an actor can't be easy, and I've taken her to set as much as I could, and she's been with me to ITV for Emmerdale. She was with me last summer on the thing I can't talk about. She came down for Hallows Eve. She actually has a credit in Hallows Eve.
Yeah, consulting.
For consulting, because I was playing a police officer, and spoilers, she is one.
Spoilers.
She's amazing. She's the greatest human being ever. So I'm very lucky. And so in terms of the channel, she's very supportive. Yeah, it's great.
I met a girl on a similar dating app called Kinder. It was going okay, but she seemed distracted. I found out later it's because she had a toy inside. Doug Warnicott.
Very good, Doug.
Not touching that with a barge pole.
Which one?
A certain Scouse friend of ours is sailing very close to the wind. That's
Dude,
not touching that.
come on, man. You know better than that, man.
That was quite funny.
Duncan, which saint is your favourite? Roger Moore or Val Kilmer? Well, come on.
I mean, that's a binary and not a good one. I know which one. If that's a binary, I know which one is zero.
Yes. It's quite dead, Roger.
Dead,
Hasn't it? Has it not? Richard, Cosgrove Hall question. Do you remember or watch Victor and Hugo?
No, I don't remember.
I do. I bloody do.
No, you do.
Fuck
it.
I remember Victor and Hugo, and I remember the fact that they.
Good to have you, Ollie. See you later, man. Ollie Bulmer's jumping.
Oh, adios, Ollie. I remember the Victor and Hugo thing. It was very much ripped off of Blue Bottle from the Goon Show with Peter Sellers, and I remember Hugo. It was Hugo and Victor, and that was David Jason.
If it's Cosgrove Hall, it will be. Yeah.
It's Hugo and Victor, and it was the Hugo and Victor. And it was very much Blue Bottle.
Question from Vote Saxon 7. Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was chasing the clouds away. No, I don't know what that means.
No.
Okay, here's my. Can I summarise Game of Thrones for you?
It's fighty, labia.
No.
Fighty.
No.
No? Oh, winter's coming.
Winter.
And so is she.
In Winterfell, there's a place called the North, and outside of the North, there's ice.
south.
There's the south, and there's a wall, and the Night Stalkers live outside the wall, and they're ice zombies.
Is this a Trump thing? No.
I'm just trying to summarize.
Yeah.
There's a man called Scranton Bannister, and he's played by what you call him, the famous dwarf actor. His name I can't remember.
Oh, Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. And there's Daenerys Targaryen, and Sean Bean. And Daenerys Targaryen had sex with Aquaman, and then she found a dragon egg. And then the dragon came out of the dragon egg, and Daenerys Targaryen tamed the dragon like it was a pet. And then the Night Stalkers come over the wall from the Winter Place to invade Winterfell. And then Alfie Allen got his willy cut off. And then winter was coming, and there was a big war. And then someone was called, like, Scranton Rayjoy. And Scranton Rayjoy was supposed to be the king, and then there's a big fight, and the Game of Thrones happened, and then now someone's going to be king. What the key to understand Game of Thrones is, no one can be called Duncan. They'll be called like Scrunkin.
Right.
And you can't be called Richard. You're called like Trichard. And the thing is with that,
Scranton Radio.
Scranton Rayjoy. The thing is about that, right?
Yeah.
It's clever. Because it sounds like a name you know, but it isn't a name you know. So it's clever.
Right.
And the thing is, right, it's not just about like dragons and swords and stuff, it's about the society they live in, because no other kind of allegorical fiction has ever existed before 2010.
Right. Yes. Well, that is true. There is that. Yes. I don't know. For me, it's very. I've nothing against Game of Thrones. I've actually met the casting director.
Scrunkin or Scritched.
Which is the best game? Game of Thrones or Marvel? Did you watch?
Scranton Cranister. There's a big betrayal inside the kingdom of Splunch. Do you know what Stuart Lee called Game of Thrones?
No.
Peter Stringfellow's Lord of the Rings.
It is a game of thongs or whatever. It is to me.
I just hate the idea that somehow invented allegory in fantasy fiction. Because all the kind of people that would fucking rip on you for like in Star Trek or Stargate or whatever, it's not just Star stuff. They now all love Game of Thrones. Like all these cunts, all these like PE cunts from school now all fucking. I'm not saying if you like Game of Thrones you're a PE cunt, but all these kind of PE cunts all really love it, and it's just like, well then.
Yeah.
You didn't invent. I only just stopped walking. Don't knock Game of Thrones if you've never seen it. I have seen it. I've
watched the first.
I just summarised all of Game of Thrones. Sorry, Adrian. I don't need to take the piss, but like I'm not knocking it. Like I genuinely, I'm not knocking it.
You watched Walking Dead, yes.
PE cunts. I stopped walking. Harry Witt has seen the Stuart Lee bit.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
It's not the best in the world, but there you go. I did. Do you know, my wife and I binge watched Walking Dead for a while, but. For a while, but we got all the way to season 7. I think the end of season 7 we were just like burned out, and we were just like, what are we doing?
Game of Thrones is on Sky in the UK, so it's behind a paywall. You got to pay for it.
The Walking Dead.
I haven't seen Preacher yet. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not gatekeeping Game of Thrones, man. I hate to sound like that because like a bunch of people really enjoy it, but I just get annoyed that. A bunch of people who would never have indulged in that kind of shit act like it's the first thing to do it, and it's somehow this really brilliantly mature, intelligent thing because it's got tits and fights in it and swear words, and it's like, well, you know, I mean.
The trouble for me, the reason why I stopped watching Game of Thrones, and I'm not.
When are you reading the storybook? Sorry.
Yeah.
Soon, if there's demand.
I'm not prudish or anything, but it's just the fact that I'm just like I don't need sort of faux. Every 5 seconds we suddenly stop for a big lesbian romp in the bit, and I was like, that's not.
What I hate.
It's not still, this sort of salacious attitude.
Yeah, well, that's what annoys me about it when people kind of go like, oh yeah, but it's not like about the society. It's not about like the dragons and stuff. It's about like the society. And I'm kind of like, okay, fine, I'm not interested. And then some person will always go, yeah, but it's got loads of tits in it. You know it's got tits in it? Pornhub. and I can do that at 3 minutes at a time, you know, on a slow day. Like, I don't need, like, selling it to me on the promise of softcore sex is not enough. And then it's kind of like, yeah, but like, people get their dicks cut off and stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, genital mutilation, you've tried to sell me on the basis of softcore porn, and then essentially the opposite of porn.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, but it's clever storytelling. And it probably is, and that's fine. But like the idea that like, the kind of, like, this is what bothered me, there's one particular person I used to work with, who would laugh in your face for reading any kind of comic book and stuff, but was really into Game of Thrones, and that was fine. So you're dumb for liking your shit, but I'm smart for liking my shit. And it's like, no, you shouldn't gatekeep anything like that. Like, Game of Thrones might be really great, but I'm just really annoyed. Firstly, I find it really difficult to commit to American series because there's so fucking well involved. And I think Walking Dead, before The Walking Dead, Sopranos is the only one I did that with. So it's kind of like, oh, you've got to watch it, like it's only 9 seasons, so it's only going to take up like 4.5 days of your life. And it's like, if you don't sleep, it's like, I don't care. I don't care.
24 was like, that for me was like the ultimate, it was like the day-long movie. It was, for me, I loved it. But yeah, I know what you mean, man.
I only stopped watching 24 to Sky. I didn't have Sky. So what series want to see?
Yeah. After that, it's got bang. I've got more on DVD. You should check them out. I think they're really good. One of the best series ever. And Kiefer Sutherland. It got me through, like, so people talk to, and it's incredibly humbling actually when people say to us, like, you guys just being dickheads on the internet got us through
such and such, yeah.
You know, whatever, and that's amazing actually that we can do that for people, and it's certainly not something we set out to do, but you know, but 24 was the thing that got me through a rough patch. You know, I was actually going through a real rough patch at university, and I won't go into the specifics, but I went through a real tough time, and I discovered I was right where you were. Like season 3 had gone to Sky, and I was like, well, I have Sky, so that's me. And then it came out on DVD for like, and there was a deal in Asda, and you could buy it for like 20 quid or 30 quid or whatever. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll do it. And I've been dumped basically, and I went back to my digs at uni, and I stuck it on, and I just got into it, and I was like, oh. And I sat there, and I was whatever, I was 19 or 20 or whatever, and I started, sitting there with a bottle of whiskey watching 24, and I just remember being like engrossed and just spellbound by this thing, and then and just following that whole thing, and following the work that Kiefer Sutherland was a genius really in a lot of ways in terms of his. Don't get me wrong, 24 got really silly in places, and I think it jumped the shark, but his whole thing of like portraying a guy who like is just shout on, but keeps trying to do the right thing. And
the season 1 is fucking gut punch alive.
And then 2 as well, and then the cat's trying to escape. I'm gonna give him.
Billy Mountain
was. And Kiefer Sutherland now, if you go on his channel, he does cooking. He does.
What is it with people doing fucking cooking shit? Billy Mount keeps asking about the Boys TV series. I've read all of the Boys, I've watched a bit of Preacher, which was kind of fun. I know Frank doesn't like Preacher. The Boys are my Lord and Saviour Carl Urban is playing Billy Butcher, which is good times. Huey is American and not Scottish, which is.
Say goodnight, Aslan. Night, buddies.
He doesn't speak English. He'll learn. He will learn. Huey's not Scottish, which is bullshit. Basically, I'll get over it. At least they've kept Billy Butcher as English, and Carl Urban's doing a way better accent than in Ragnarok. But I'll check it out. It looks like fun. It seems like they seem to have got the essence of that down. I'm up for it. Can I be bothered to subscribe to whatever? Well, maybe. Underrated Stephen King adaptation, says Original Being. Yes. I quite like the adaptation of Thinner. Have you ever seen the movie?
I have.
Robert J. Burke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Robert Burke.
Robert Burke's great.
The second worst Robocop, or first worst?
Second best Robocop.
Second best Robocop. Yeah.
I mean, on the continuum that Peter Weller's best, everyone else sucks, but. No, Robert Burke is a good Robocop, and I will die.
Robert Burke's a good actor, actually. I've seen him in other stuff. He's very good.
He is, man. He's a great actor.
It was a thankless task doing Robocop.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Certainly.
Man.
I've seen Thinner. I like the mini series, and actually, I think a lot of people don't.
even though it gets a lot of press, but I think people don't like it.
Wait, what? The miniseries or what?
It.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant Robocop Prime Directives.
No. That was terrible.
That I didn't add. Yeah.
Yes, but
no. Reviewed it in some small way.
Yeah, no, it I think is actually a really great.
I liked it as a young.
Don't get me wrong, it falls apart certainly at the end.
It falls apart.
But there's some brilliant moments in that miniseries that really transcend how it was made and where it was made. Like for me, there were indelible images that I know we now talk about it as in terms of the 2017 film, but there are the clown and the storm drain stuff. But then you've also got for me, the most indelible image of Tim Curry's that totally sums him up is when Annette O'Toole goes back to her family home. And it's I believe it's going to be in the new film as well. But there's that bit where she goes and thinks everything's right. There's an old lady who lives there now, goes in for tea, having an old chit chat, and then things start to deteriorate. Stuff's not right. This doesn't add up. And it just turns into this horrible thing. And it gets a bit cheesy in the miniseries. She turns into a zombie version of her dad. But it's when she runs out into the street and she turns back and looks, and it's Tim Curry as Pennywise, and he's just standing in the door, and he goes. And he just steps back into the house and goes and just slams the door, and it's like, and then she nearly gets hit by a truck and stuff. But it's that cruel, just fucking laughs at her and slams the door in her face. It's just really fucking hard.
It's an insanely singular performance. I think that's the thing. And
there's
the Robocop guys who we know, name drop, are doing an It documentary.
Yeah, they're doing
They've spoken to Tim Curry. I mean, it's an insane single performance, and I've got to say, Kiefer Sutherland only played Naked Snake, the Jack original Snake, in Metal Gear Solid 5. It's a singular performance by Tim Curry, and that's what people remember. Moreover than quality filmmaking necessarily.
Well,
there's some good freaky shit in it, like when the storybook comes to life and stuff.
It's don't get me wrong, yeah, it's very much a made-for-TV thing. It's certainly made in that aspect ratio as well. Like all the characters have their interactions mid-frame.
Yeah,
because it's made for television. So don't filmmaking. It's not.
He was Naked Snake in MGS3. He's technically Venom Snake in Naked in Metal Gear Solid 5, but actually we know he's Poison Snake or Cursed Snake or whatever. All right, fine. I'm only joking. I know you're right. I'm only joking, and Duncan just doesn't know what to talk about.
No, I think I did.
It just.
I remember when. Do you remember Phone Booth came out, and it was like even in the trailer they were like, you hear a phone ring, and it could be.
And he replaced someone by ADR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the guy from Deep Impact.
And it's just like no, like I know who you are. Like that's just such a recognisable voice. It's like, at least get someone with an Kiefer Sutherland's a very recognisable voice.
It's the guy who was the old flame in Drop Dead Fred, and he was the astronaut who was blind in Deep Impact. And I can't remember his fucking name. And clearly they felt that they needed to.
Yeah.
Because so her with. Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. That was Samantha Morton.
That's right. It was. Yes. Yeah.
Love that movie. I saw that. I went to the cinema to see that 2 days after I broke up with my 7-year girlfriend. But the thing is though, I'm such a fucking, I'm so autistic spectrum that I was like, I've just broken up with this person that I've been with 7 years, but I really want to see that sci-fi film.
It's a little Latin torture.
And it was only halfway through, I was like, oh! Okay.
Yeah, it's
can you say Terror Fiction has asked, because it's his birthday.
Oh.
Could you say happy birthday in an Arnold Schwarzenegger voice?
Happy birthday. Which one? Young or old Arnold? Well,
I think you'd take it either way.
Alright, let's try. So let's try Young Arnold.
It's like Terror Fiction.
I have to get into it. It's fine. Hey, my English is not it's my second language. It's fine. Is it happy birthday? It's fine. Fantastic. It's too old Arnold. He's more he doesn't do the old Arnold. It's happy birthday. Das ist schöne Geburtstage.
And it, of course, it is fantastic.
Do it.
Let's do it, yeah, sure. Yeah. My Arnold's not very good. We watched, and I implore you, there's a wonderful video on YouTube about the making of the Terminator 2 score.
Oh yes, Duncan just showed me that today. I subscribed to the channel. It's Alex. Something.
Yeah, I mean, just put in Terminator 2 score and it pops up. It's right at the top of the results. Absolutely incredible. Like, literally breaks down all the sounds and where they come from.
Amazing.
Wonderful video. But it involves, it's slightly theatrical in that it involves an Arnold impersonator. And I was listening to that and I was like, maybe I don't think my impression is very good. But I like to break it down by all.
Look, the one the guy does in that video is really good.
Yeah,
but
true.
yours is different. Yours is adaptable because I don't see anybody else doing the fucking. No, but I don't see anybody else doing the young and old thing. No one else does that.
No.
I don't need to suck Duncan's cock because I'm his mate. I choose to because I like sucking cock. And I'll die on that hill. Don't judge me.
It's usually the young Arnold that gets everything. It's sort of
Yeah, because nobody fucking hears.
No one does it. Yeah, no one does it. It's a sort of everyone does it all the Arnold.
Did you watch Killing Gunther?
I started it. Couldn't get on with
shite.
it.
Yeah,
It's
and the original being just asked about that.
Yeah.
It's shite. And someone just brought up Sabotage as why I did not like Sabotage. I thought Sabotage was rubbish.
Yeah, again started watching it.
Killing Gunther is one of these things where, in theory, that's a great
Found
idea.
footage shit just does my head.
Well, in theory, it's a great idea, and particularly when you have someone as singular as Arnold in it. But like the execution leaves so much to be desired, and it's just like because like Johnny Knoxville running around his pants and getting shot and stuff, and it's like on paper a great idea, but do you know what? Ultimately, as a comedy, it just wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Billy Mount. I did like The Last Stand, actually. I went to see The Last Stand in the cinema. I really liked The Last Stand.
Well, yeah. I need to rewatch it, but no, I did not, as a rule, enjoy that. But then I get shit for liking. What was the Mads Mikkelsen thing that he did on Netflix recently? The film.
Snow.
No.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It's called Snow. Wasn't it with Matt Lucas as the villain?
Yeah, but it's not called Snow.
No, it's called Snow.
No. I will look it up. It's not called Snow.
The comments are coming.
Man.
Here, Terry Fiction, happy birthday.
It's fantastic.
It's not as good, mate, but I did it for you anyway.
Polar.
That's close. Polar Snow.
Polar. I really enjoyed that, and I got a load of shit off. A lot of my friends in the industry were like, "Well, it's fucking shit. What are you talking about?"
Oh, Dan Spencer just chucked £2 in. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Dan.
mate.
That's very kind of you.
No, man, it makes all the difference, dude. Like, really helps.
Pay for the beer.
Mate.
Yeah, David Ayer directed Sabotage. Yeah, it's not good. One Person Life of Brian on Easter Sunday. Oh, good one. Yeah, that's good. Oh, shit, we have chocolate and we're a dog. Okay, chocolate's gone.
Right.
He looks like, look, he's just looking at the chocolate.
It's like, I want to die.
Just anything goes in a human's mouth. Maggie, Neil Hutchins talking about Maggie. Now,
Not sure.
I watched Maggie for the first time 2 nights ago, and it is a great performance from him, and it's a very intimate film. It's just not very interesting. It's very intense. It's very nicely made, but it's just not interesting.
Yeah.
His daughter Maggie, it's in a world where zombies are a thing, and his daughter Maggie's going to die of zombieism. Spoilers for the film Maggie, cover your ears for the next 10 seconds. His daughter Maggie dies of zombieism, and he's sad. I mean, you know, but I was talking about that when we did Event Horizon. She's in, Jodie Richardson's in it, and she's great as well. I never thought I'd see Jodie Richardson playing Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife, but you know, yeah, it was a great performance, but it's just not a very interesting film.
And with Aftermath, you know, that was what I dropped out of a certain review show a while ago about. But I was just like, I can't. You know, it was my idea, so, you know, mea culpa, I suppose, but I kind of went, you know what, I can't do a review of something I don't think is very good. And I just thought Aftermath was a real, I know it's based on a true story, and I know all that, but it just didn't work as a film. I've said it now on
I felt
where
that Aftermath is, Because, you know, the Aftermath, part of the problem is it's like a script written by someone to whom English is not their first language, and, you know, I speak very little languages, so I can't judge. But it's got loads of very weird, disjointed scenes that don't make any sense. And people say, because, who's your man? You know, the guy.
Leary.
No, the guy with the short ginger hair, who's in like the Transformers films, and he's a character actor that you know. He's in Under Siege. And
Tom Meaney.
no, I would know him because he's from Star Trek. This guy's from Star Trek as well, but I can't remember his name. What will I have seen? You've seen him. You've talked about him.
Oh shit.
You were trying to contact him for an update. Ah! Glenn Morshower.
Oh, Glenn Morshower, of course.
Glenn
24,
Morshower.
yeah.
So Glenn Morshower's in it.
24's Agent Pierce.
There you go. He's
There you
also
go. Yes.
a bridge crew of Star Trek Next Generation. as well.
Yeah.
Glenn Morshower plays a
Fantastic.
character. I'm pretty sure it's Glenn Morshower is Schwarzenegger's neighbour.
Okay. Oh yes, of course. Yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
and
yeah.
Schwarzenegger's family have died, and the dialogue's really weird because it's kind of like, "Hello, I have made you some brownies because I thought you'd be sad and like to eat some sweet food. Thank you. I don't want to go inside my house because it makes me sad when I go inside." Like it.
Yeah.
really
it's
odd.
lost in translation.
And hey, do you know what? Fuck, I could write a film in Spanish, so I believe it is a Spanish director from Mexican director.
Yeah,
I can write a film in
dude,
Spanish.
it's
Like, come
not.
on,
It's
like-
not. It's not like a legit crit. It's just like you know, like you gotta take films on their own merit, and yeah. Oh,
Someone's asking, do you do a commentary on Dread so we can have Richard hard on and Duncan's observations? Dread was the first ever commentary on Oliver Harper's channel.
Yeah.
And we recorded it in my house, and it was my idea. Cough, cough, cough. And then we did it again last year.
Yes.
So hello mate. I can't do Dread again because that would be my third Dread commentary. So maybe in a couple of years.
Wow.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would. I talked about it when we could get a copy.
What
Remember?
about Dread?
We were going to do it. He's playing coy, but I just can't get it because oddly enough, I don't fucking own it. 'Cause it's so.
Yeah.
But I would happily.
An old beautiful boy.
Did you know there was a school play of the first Alien movie? Yeah, I've been watching it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of it on YouTube?
Yeah, people send
It's
me links
super
and
great.
everything. Yeah.
It's so good.
You know, Papa. You know,
Dijon Coleman's saying double whammy.
Double. Duncan, Bond film would you remake? None. I wouldn't remake any of it.
I've never
what's the-
seen
what's the point?
Never Say Never Again. I'd love to watch it. Just because it's a curio.
Have you seen Thunderball?
Because it's a remake of Thunderball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not. I feel. Do you know what? I might have watched it as a kid. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I'm interested to see because I struggle with Thunderball. I don't think it's. I mean, I'm supposed to fly the flag for it. A lot of it shot in the Bahamas. It's probably one of the most prominent Bond film shots. A lot of them were shot in the Bahamas, but it's very prominently shot in the Bahamas. And Never Say Never is shot in the Bahamas as well. But yeah, I'd be interested to get your take on it. I suppose I'm
quite interested to watch this stuff and see how I take it.
I don't want to.
I tell you what. Here's what interests me.
Mm.
I want to see the David Niven.
Casino Royale, yeah.
And I want to see Never Say Never Again because I find them very interesting historically as off-brand things.
Yeah.
Separate from the main continuity, and particularly like Never Say Never Again because they had to remake Thunderball off-brand, but they had the Bond. They had Connery back. I find it interesting.
It's a weird thing. It's funny because it's a film that it feels like you've got like you say, you've got the legit Bond.
Hello, buddy.
Surrounded by a sort
What you got
of
here?
illegit world. You've got
Yeah,
Edward
it's
Fox as
so
M.
odd.
It's one of those things. You got Edward Fox as M, who you've got. That's a real spreadsheet on paper. Perfect M. It's almost like Ray Fiennes would be and he is wonderful as M, but it's that thing of like you've kind of got this what should work really well and yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Well, it's the kind of strange off-brandedness of it all, isn't it?
It's a perverse sort of weird film.
Another episode of Cooking with Jackson one day. Yeah, I would love to make more Cooking with Jackson. I tell you what, like the Unemployment with Jackson, Cooking with Jackson. Some of the most fun I've ever had, but I've always felt like I've never thought of anything funny enough to do another one.
Yeah.
Because I won't do that unless I've got some funny shit to do.
No, there's no point.
Because Unemployment Jackson was based a couple of things on other things that I actually did and I reenacted. But I just feel like unless I've got something to work, so I've sat down and tried to write some of them actually before. I've come up with a few different things, but like I've never ever felt that I've come up with anything good enough. To be honest, which is a shame. 'Cause it was like 3 years ago now.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to. We need to. I'll shoot some stuff. I mean, like I was saying, I was inspired by Kiefer Sutherland's cooking channel.
Yeah,
To do sort of do that. That'd be really good.
What do you want? Anything you want me to shoot? I hope you'll come over and shoot.
Here's how to shoot a steak.
Shoot a steak. Here's how to torture a steak.
Yeah. Kevin McClory, yes, get the spectacle rights until the yes, I know. I have a family link to Kevin McClory, which is not something I should probably admit. Get off. Get off. Hello. Get down.
Yeah, Ryan Ricardo Duncan is here. Hello, Ryan.
What's up, Ryan? Happy birthday for
Oh yes,
the third?
it's the
No.
third, I think.
the third.
Ryan's third.
2 days. 2 days. I think it was the third. Ryan, correct us if we're wrong, but happy birthday, mate, and please let's go for a beer soon, because I would love to.
Oh yes, yeah. We still want to do a
Definitely.
meet-up. We want to do a London meet-up.
Yeah,
sometime.
man. Yeah. Yeah, no, who said what in the what now?
I don't remember.
I don't remember a thing.
I don't remember.
Someone said something about, Kevin McClory, yeah, so my grandfather, it's a boring story, but it's one I said on a commentary once, somehow, in another life, with some other cunt. But I said about how my grandfather had a run-in with Kevin McClory, and I didn't, you know what, if there had been time when I met Barbara Broccoli, I still wouldn't have said the story because she would have hated me for it. But my grandfather was commissioned by Kevin McClory to design as I understand it, swimming pool and probably a pool house, I think, because my grandfather...
Oh fuck.
You're right. Oh, Winston. My grandfather, sorry, full disclosure, was an architect in the Bahamas, and he was commissioned by Kevin McClory to design a swimming pool or something. And anyway, Kevin McClory didn't pay him as he wanted to do, and my grandfather ended up in a lawsuit with Kevin McClory, and as a result,
Jesus Christ.
became firm friends with him, and so
Even though he's trying to sit. No.
yeah, it's the Bahamas, man. you know, it's a small place, and so anyway, he ended up making friends with him, and I think designed him something in the end anyway. But they were kind of friends, and so yeah, there you go. So I have a sort of tie to Kevin McClory in a way. That's a bit weird, but I never met the man. I don't know him.
What's wrong?
I gather he was quite litigious and difficult, and ultimately ended up giving it all up, which is, you know, unless he basically was in a legal position to keep remaking Thunderball, which is like, well, you can't keep...
Do you know what, if I was like a super billionaire, I'd love to pursue some petty vendetta where I just kept remaking increasingly absurd versions of
Do you know Pierce Brosnan went to him with his production team before GoldenEye all that happened?
What, to make a Thunderball?
Well, it was in between the whole, like, him being Bond and not being Bond, and you can see there's an interview with him when he's talking about Tomorrow Never Dies, actually.
Right.
And someone asks him about it, and he goes, actually, and then to be fair, he was very candid. He said, like, yeah, we actually approached Kevin ourselves, and we tried to make something happen, but at the time there just wasn't the appetite for it, and
Weird.
it didn't happen. But how weird is that? Can you imagine a rival thing where it's, I mean,
again.
but it also speaks to a sort of like, I guess it was that they were attempting to do a thing of making Pierce Brosnan Bond without Bond, you know.
Yeah, because there was such a will to do that.
Yeah, but it was like he was going to get it and didn't get it, and it was like a thing of like, well, let's try and. But he would have had to remake Thunderball
Because
again.
they wanted him for the Tim Dalton ones, right? But he was in Remington Steel, isn't that?
The whole thing with that, he was cast. He was fully cast, and they started doing all the photos and everything, which apparently you can find online, all the publicity photos. And then the contract for Remington Steel allowed them to grab him again,
or renew the contract. They had a clause in the contract that said they could, if they had 30 days or something to resell the show, and it came to day 30. And they'd done all the publicity for Bond. It was all looking like it was ready to go. And they turned around and they said, "Oh, we sold it. That's it. Yeah, you're back into growing."
Why?
Yeah, and then Cubby Broccoli apparently said, "Well, I'm not waiting for that to be done." So, yeah, and then they did 6 episodes or something. And they should have canned it.
Yeah, because it's too hardly fucking.
Yeah.
What's the plot of Thunderball?
So the plot of Thunderball is largely based around the villain is Largo, and it's largely based around Domino and her brother. Her brother is someone who is co-opted by Largo to have plastic surgery to look like a flight commander or pilot for the US Air Force for a nuclear plane.
Right.
Oh, sorry. They get a guy to look like him. He has plastic surgery to look like the brother. That's right. And they get him on a plane to capture the nuclear. He's betrayed and ends up dead, but they capture the plane with nuclear weapons. And Largo is a agent of Spectre, and they get a nuclear weapon. And it's kind of very.
But in Never Say Never Again, are they allowed to say Spectre?
Yes.
Is Blofeld in Never Say Never Again?
Yes, he's played by Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow, right? But in Thunderball,
he's actually played by the gentleman whose name I forget. He plays Professor Dent in Doctor No, but he's not seen, so you only see his body and hear his voice. But
so he's a character in Never Say Never
and
Again.
I don't know if his voice is Orson Welles. It might be Orson Welles actually.
Because Orson Welles is in the David Niven one, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in it, but I think it's his. Anyway, what?
It's very validating to know that someone else's beloved continuity as bullshit as all the ones that I, just as bullshit as Star Trek and Judge Dredd.
Yeah, 100%. It is a very messed with continuity. I mean, look, Blofeld's been played by Donald Pleasance, Telly Savalas, Charles Gray.
Boris is off. See you, Boris. Cheers, man.
Bye, Boris. Yeah, I mean, it's. Could you ever imagine Burt Reynolds as James Bond? Not really.
That was a thing, though, wasn't it?
It was. Sort of. Well,
I think Americans conceptually. I think Americans as James Bond, unless you've got someone who's going to do a fucking cool accent.
No. There's enough British actors to do James Bond. I mean, it's just a question of, being open.
I quite like our, since I shaved my head, I quite like our Bond Blofeld kind of dichotomy of sort of.
Yes, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
It's super lazy, but I like it. It makes me happy.
That's true, yeah, I never thought about that. There is that.
Well, I can't remember who it was, and I feel really bad about that. Someone on Twitter did a really amazing caricature of us, and you were Bond. Well, I say you were Bond. You were in a tuxedo, and I was in a Starfleet captain uniform, so in a broad sense, I was Kirk and you were Bond. Right? And that was really sweet, because you look like Bond. I do not look like Kirk. It's just a bald guy.
Why not? I mean, who does look like Kirk? Let's be honest. It's not
William Shatner.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine is a good Kirk.
Chris Pine is a good Kirk.
He's a good Kirk. But
he's a good guy too.
I mean, I'll say one thing I've got in common with William Shatner, we're both bald. So I suppose I got that going.
There is that.
You know what I mean?
And there's a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah.
No, I the thing is, to say that someone looks like James Bond, I mean, what does that mean? I look like...
Yeah, well, because, there's a kind of thing...
I mean, I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but what does that mean?
Well, this is the thing. I think one of the biggest breaks from the kind of broad look is Daniel Craig, because it's a kind of blonde guy with a kind of rugby build and a kind of smashed up face. Whereas it's a kind of classically handsome dude with brown hair. It's the kind of broad. So I love those video games where they didn't have the license to have anyone's look. And it's like starring generic man. And then there's average man.
Nightfall, where you've got Pierce Brosnan's likeness but not his voice. So it's some other guy's voice but with Pierce Brosnan's face. It's very weird.
Yes, that's right. And that they did weirdly a ton of. I think Treyarch did a couple, but Eurocom did the. the in continuity Daniel Craig as Bond video games.
Oh,
So
right.
voice and likeness. So they remade GoldenEye.
Yes.
So like,
Daniel Craig.
and they even redid the Edge doing like, oh no, who was it? Like, who was it? Was it like?
The Edge is fine.
The Edge is fine. Adam Clayton is fine. The drummer is fine. Who did the theme to GoldenEye initially?
Bono on the Edge, yeah.
Bono on the Edge.
But with Tina Turner.
With Tina Turner.
Yeah.
So they redid that with Nicole Scherzinger for the video game.
Oh, of course it is.
So
yes,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
video
yeah.
game sucks, by the way. It's just like a Call of Duty rip-off.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, and they did like a kind of one that wasn't a remake of a movie particularly. So like, you know, it's like Alec Trevelyan and stuff. And it's like, well, you realise that was Sean Bean. And it's like Alec Trevelyan played by some guy. You know, but Dench come and did him and stuff, and you know, whatever.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I sort of ended my Bond game stuff at probably around about Everything or Nothing, which was a really great game actually, and that had Pierce Brosnan's. It was a third-person shooter, and it had Pierce Brosnan's likeness, and Willem Dafoe
That's right.
was the villain, and he was the descendant of Max Soren.
And
So it's played by
sexy,
Chris
what's her name from American Pie?
Yeah. Oh.
Teenage Me knows.
Yeah.
Karen
Oh, I'm
Reed,
sorry. Yeah.
But anyway, whatever. I
Yes.
swear I saw Duncan in an advert the other day. You did? We're currently pushing Tool Station.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing it on Duncan's behalf. You know, nobody's paying Valverde for.
Yeah, I don't get commission, but yes.
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty, thank you.
Oof, Mamma Mia! I mean, like, it's like she came from space. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
she came out of some clone machine.
I was a big fan of American Pie 2 as well.
No, I've never seen that one.
You not seen it?
I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of those movies to begin with, apart from her boobs in that first one. But
Fair enough. But I was a fan of the second one as well. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it never quite did it for me. Shannon Doherty. Shannon Elizabeth, not Shannon Doherty, Shannon Elizabeth.
Yes.
Shannon Elizabeth,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Comments have been quick to.
Correct.
Richard going full Walken. I don't know what that means.
What?
I mean, I'm kind of into it, but I don't know what it means.
No, I need a wee. Go on.
Mark Commode as a guest on Valverde. We fucking wish. Like, as if. Like, I'd love to meet Mark Commode, man. I'd really like to have a talk to that guy. I mean, he's someone that I've got a hell of a lot of time for, and I really value his critical approach. He's like a Cavalier chat, man. Like, we're about to hit 2,500 subscribers on YouTube. Like, we could fit you lot into the Brixton Academy. You know what I mean? Which would be lovely, but it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'd love to do that. I would love to. I'd love to. Yes, Mikey. Thank you, Mikey. 2.5K hype. I think we hit 2,480 today, so that's kind of nice. You know, we've done all right. Done all right considering we've been less for a year. Are you happy with how your channel's going now? Yeah, we're good. We're happy. Like, considering. So let's just say that our previous collaborator hasn't exactly engendered our development. So considering we've essentially had to do this from scratch, it's been really good. You know, we started up in August, it's now May, and people are still coming to us every other day and saying, like, I have no idea you left that channel. I found your new channel by accident, which is kind of frustrating, but also nice. So people are coming back. Because they're feeling at the beginning that just no one gave a shit about us at all, and it was like, oh, that sucks. But, you know, we stuck with it, and it's been quite punishing to get, you know, one episode out. At a minimum, we've never missed a Monday. When I broke my leg, we took a break for a couple of weeks, but we were planning to break for Christmas anyway. And, you know, so we did, but apart from that, we've been on in tune and on time, 3 p.m. every Monday. So, you know, there you go. Dr. Commode about value broadcasting, not going to happen, is it? Do you film in blocks? Yes, Dijon, we do, mate. We film in blocks. I mean, it's so Duncan and I live an hour apart. So if Duncan comes to mine, we film 4 in a day. When Stephen came from Belfast, we filmed 4 in a day, and we tried to fit in another block so Duncan could come and space them out. But because, you know, I do temping, Duncan does kind of essentially temp stuff or temporary work or whatever in between our other gigs. Like, we ended up running, I don't know if Stephen's still in the room, but we ran all of Stephen's episodes back to back, and we didn't mean to. We were supposed to space them out, we just couldn't get the time in, essentially. The day this channel launched, I broke my big toe. That's some downloads. Some black channel now.
Duncan have seen the 1967 spoof casino of Peter Weller and Woody Allen. Peter Weller, isn't it? I don't know. No, not really. No, I've seen bits of it, but no, not seen.
DJ, if you really want to know, like, okay, the 30-minute episode thing is that a DSLR, because I don't own a video camera, a DSLR, they will only record as a legal requirement 29 minutes 59 seconds, so we try to keep them under 30, which is very useful for our situation because we do 4 in a day, so it's 2 hours worth of content. But if you think about it, Duncan has to come to my house, and then we have to set up all the lights and the cameras, all the sound, so that takes some time. We have to sit down and do the episode, then we have to break between, we have to eat, we have to run around and do all the shit. So, like, you know, 4 episodes, in theory that's 2 hours of talk, but it's about 3.5, 4 hours of work. So yeah, there you go. Say good down. I'm gonna do gaming shit. Oh shit! Oh wow!
Wow!
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikey. So basically, if the way I had it explained to me, DSLRs in theory can record beyond 29:59.
Just leave it one in.
No, bring it out.
Oh, right.
I won't stop being a pussy doing this.
Did it sound good?
If they are
Will you cider or beer?
cider.
Okay.
Yeah. If they record beyond 29:59, they're put into a different. I understand a different tax system, tax bracket, so they're classed as a video camera, not stills camera. So it's a completely arbitrary software thing based on your location. So that's why DSLRs record to 29:59. Yeah, lots of people asking if we're going to go back with Oliver. No.
Really? People still asking that?
Well, people just don't know what happened and we can't reach out.
Yeah. Look, guys. No, we can't talk about it. But that's not going to happen.
Basically, the reason we're not trying to be shifty, but there are complicated legal issues, and like any legal stuff, if you talk about it in public, you can compromise your situation down the line. Also, we don't want to be a magnet for drama. We were very big about starting a channel off our own merits and not trying to trade on a thing that wasn't
before. You know, I mean, the thing is, we could put out a video tomorrow that talked all about it and grab but there's no point, you know. Like you said, there's no point in compromising ourselves legally. We are unfortunately in a position to having to make that case. But that's personal. That's not for you guys to worry about. But it's not going to happen.
I'll tell you about Oliver Harper. Let me tell you about Oliver Harper. Oliver Harper is a character from William Hartnell's tenure as the Doctor on Doctor Who I believe was a teacher at the school when the initial series was set in.
Right.
Oh, that is true as well. That is actually a thing.
I believe you. But there you go. That's
double up.
in a jungle.
Is there a story behind the ring you're wearing? I assume you mean mine, not yours, because yours is a wedding.
Mine just means I'm married, so it's not particularly. Yeah, we'll go on. Go on.
This is I recently found out that white gold is a sham from.
Yes. Well, unless it's a Rolex, because Rolex make solid white gold.
But white gold is just plating on.
Most things are rhodium plated.
Just
alloy of gold and other stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is a gold.
Rolex actually make solid.
It's a gold ring because when I was, I don't know what brought that on actually. When I was 21, bless my mum as well, because my mum and dad don't really like have budget for like birthday and Christmas presents. Yeah. So like my mum and dad, like if I like, well at first my dad doesn't buy presents, my mum does it as a collective experience. So when I get a birthday present from my mum, like the budget is like 25 quid or 30 quid. So sometimes I ask for like a voucher to get, so I can put it towards some trainers or something like that. And when I was 21, because I was 21, I was like, oh, I'd quite like a ring. I don't put this on because no tattoos, no jewellery. I just don't really. And I'm not. I'm a basic bitch. Like these jeans are from Tesco, my t-shirts from Primark.
So these. My shirt was a birthday present from Crew, but that's not. Yeah.
Well, when these black t-shirts were out, I just go down Primark and get more. And it's the same with the jeans. Like I got too fat for the 32 waist. I got the 34.
I think it's the 34 as well. Although they're a bit loose, but yeah.
So I asked my mum for a silver ring for my birthday, and she went out and found like the silver rings were quite cheap, So for her 21st birthday, so she spent like 90 quid on a white gold ring, and it was radium plated gold.
Yeah.
Because it looked like silver, but she didn't want to spend. And but that's 3 times what she'd ever spend on us normally. And she like spent a load of money on me for that birthday, for my 21st, and then gave it to me on my birthday meal at Old Orleans, which I'm there anymore.
Nice. I know Old Orleans.
Yeah, so this is when I first discovered attachments.
Yeah.
So my mum bought me that for my 21st birthday, and the only time I've ever been separated from it was when I went to Peru for a month, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. When I went off South America on holiday, and I took it off, and there's a little Robocop toy in my drink cabinet, and I put it on Robocop's arm. Because people are muggy for gold.
Yeah.
In countries and shit. So I took up. That's the only time I've been taken off it. So you go. It's not very interesting. I asked for it for 21st birthday. So there you go.
Very cool. I think this is palladium. This was yeah. But no, I mean, it's cool, man. Well, I think that's the thing. That's one of the things, and we are gonna do a thing potentially for the Urban Gentry channel, but a thing where I try and convince you about watches and stuff. But there's an attempt. It goes beyond goes beyond the material. But I think there are things there are little things that as men. There's very few. I mean, it's not a gender divide thing, but there are very few things as men we get to carry around, and I think watches especially, but also rings. There are things that are sort of tools. There are things that help us, and as men, it's like you've almost got to have something that has a purpose, and that's where watches come in. But there's that thing of like something that just accompanies you through thick and thin, and takes everything and gets beat up, and it doesn't matter. It's there with you through everything.
I've never got watches.
Right.
I had a watch when I was a teenager, but then I don't know the age of phones and stuff.
But practically, there's no need for a watch. But
it's the same thing, isn't it? Like, that doesn't fucking tell me what temperature it is outside.
I mean, I bought this watch and another one on my wedding day.
I know. What's your bag, man? I don't adorn myself with stuff. It's just what I don't do. I mean, and do you know what? Fucking tattoos mean nothing to me.
Frank says, idea for crossover in Duncan and the Urban Gentry. Discuss the watches of Bond. You're welcome, mate. We've already done it. Actually, TGV. We've already done it. We did. He
hasn't released it yet, but we
No. He has. I did it years ago.
Oh my fucking god!
We did it years ago. Ellie. No, Ellie.
Well, you're gonna get that back, Ellie.
Yeah.
Basically. So
Yeah.
One way or another, I'm getting that back. So
bless you.
Thank you very much. I didn't realise you were
so you don't need to do that.
Ellie is one of us. She's part of the crew. She's what makes this happen. So all this, I've said this on the gaming streams a bunch of times. Ellie does all our social media. So I did the Valverde social media, I think for like a fortnight, and I did that kind of fake capital letters +sign Telegram thing. Right. I did it for about 2 weeks. And then Ellie approached me and she was like, I really want a job. And I spoke to Duncan about it. It was like, Ellie wants to do something. And we agreed like Ellie could do the social media. So I handed it off to Ellie. And Ellie, with no instruction whatsoever, just adopted the style perfectly and did a far better job than I did. She took on it. She's done like funny shit. Like it's like, if you don't watch this episode, you won't get your rice ration and shit. Like, I give her nothing. I say to Ellie, or we say to Ellie, this episode's coming out, promote it, and she'll invent a bunch of shit around it and do loads of creative writing. Ellie's one of us. Ellie breaks our back for us. So there you go.
She's the best, man. She's honestly. She's a kind of It's people like Ellie that make all the difference to endeavours like this. We live and die on the backs of people like that. So thank you very much. And
yeah. Mark,
you don't need to send us money, Ellie. I mean, Christ, you're
gonna have a bloody word with you. Yeah.
Seriously, you do so much for us, and we really don't deserve that.
Sam asked a minute ago, and I did see it, Sam, but you come back round. Do you have any advice for film studies? Okay, well, I mean, I assume you're doing a degree. I would It's quite difficult. I mean,
What area do you want to get into? I mean,
that's a broad question. It depends what you want out of it. I mean, because it depends what uni you're going to. 180 UK Music. Okay, sorry, Sam. I need to interrupt this because 180 UK Music just gave us a fiver. Thank you. We'll answer that question and I will get back to you, Sam. In the meanwhile, Sam, please tell me what you want out of your degree and I will advise appropriately. What can you, or do you want to do differently now that you couldn't do before? What direction would you go? Mostly reviews, news, commentaries?
Good shout. I think, well, I don't want to speak for you, but I think we both want to continue. The bread and butter is It Ain't Broken commentaries, I think. Right? And they're fun and they're great to do.
We filmed the bones of a mini doc that I want to get out.
Yeah.
That is on me because Duncan come on camera up on it and did a really good job.
No.
I did a thing about that. Oh my god, £50!
Who the fuck? Well, 50 knock. What's knock?
Oh, I don't know what knocks are. Okay, fine, I don't know what a knock is. But that sounds like a generous figure. I don't know what a knock is. Thank you very much.
The North Korean
North Orwell cash. Thank you very much.
Bless your heart, bless you.
Norwegian kroner.
Oh,
I don't know how much Norwegian kroner is, but thank you very much.
I've been to Norway, I've been to Oslo, loved it.
Oh, there you go.
Loved it when I was a kid, yeah. Wonderful.
Okay.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Confusion reigns.
It does.
What direction do you want to go in mostly? So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Duncan and I are constantly in a £4.50-ish. Okay, I thought it was 50 quid. It's about a fiver apparently, but that's very good.
That's
thank
still
you
very
much.
generous. Thank
very
you so
generous.
much. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Happy birthday. We will meet you soon. The thing is, I would like very much to cover kind of more obscure, more nuanced stuff, but it doesn't get the clicks, and we're doing obvious stuff at the moment to get the clicks.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing. And we have to talk about obvious shit in order for people to come and watch us, to spread the word, and for us to grow. Stop cracking your knuckles, never. That's really necessary for us to grow, to do obvious shit, and we can't help that. I will say this though, and it's something that we both believe in very strongly. I think I can speak for you here. It's something we both believe in very strongly. This channel is designed to give true analysis. Now, I don't want to sound like a pretentious cunt, but Toby is a fucking, I think, MA, maybe PhD in film. I'm just a BA, whatever, but I work as a videographer. You're an actor, Brad is a director. We're trying to get Mark involved. Mark's a director. We had Lewis on, Lewis is a director. We have people who actually work inside the industry come on and talk. Now, there's all kinds of channels on the internet, and particularly on YouTube. And, you know, there are people that, if you want to learn the history of the xenomorph or the predator, we talk about that a lot, that's why it's funny, that's fine, and that's totally legitimate, but that's kind of in-universe fan stuff.
Yeah.
We try to give, genuinely honestly, we try to give sort of analysis from a kind of filmic perspective in terms of, you know, film art and intention and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
And what it actually takes to make these things. I mean, I think that's the thing a lot of channels miss, is that they're not people who've worked in the industry. I mean, we've worked in the industry, I've worked in the industry.
Well, I've done prop work,
yeah,
an extra. I mean, I've actually done. I feel I need to justify what I'm next to him, but we've done film share. Oh my god!
I've worked with. What's that? Fine if you want. 50.
So he gave us 50 quid because.
Dude, no,
that's not what we were saying, man. Thank you so much. That's okay.
No, that's not what I meant. I just didn't know what it meant. I just didn't know what kind of.
Thank you. No, that's not what we meant, but that's amazing. Thank you so much. And Mikey gave a tenner as well.
God bless you, Mike.
Fucking
Mikey, you're a legend.
Thank you, Mikey. Thank you so much.
You're a legend, bro.
And hit check as well. That's not what we were saying. Thank you.
No, but sweet.
Terror Fiction gave check out. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
That's
much.
really sweet of you. No,
Jesus Christ! You just gave us 50 quid.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fucking God.
Name a thing you want us to do, and we'll do it. Except for signing off.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So the point is, it's not. We want to give a perspective that isn't just kind of fan perspective, it's supposed to be a bit more of a. I don't want to come off as a cunt, but it's supposed to be a bit more of an involved perspective.
I would like to do some more videos with Mark and Brad because I've worked with both of them as on films. You know, they've directed me in films, and
stop being embarrassed about money being given to you. It's very hard to believe that we deserve it.
You're right though. Do you know what? You're right. There is a
bum face too.
There's a grace in accepting it.
Yes, there is. There's grace in favour. You know,
exactly. You're right, but it's hard. It is hard when you're just two dickheads talking about movies and stuff and thinking that they're worth anything. But I would love to get Mark and Brad on to do a proper discussion about the films we made. But you and I, I'm an actor, you're a filmmaker, you're a director. We should be able to talk about these things as well. I mean, I know. I don't want to talk about it like you don't know. You do know, and you've been around it, and I've full disclosure, I've gone on and I've been your basic bitch on a few films, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
When I couldn't walk, I used Duncan as a camera donkey on some stuff. She was performed way beyond the specifications.
No, I had a great time.
Way beyond the specifications. We had a lot.
I enjoyed it, man.
Do you know, it was a very proud day for me because I've had T-shirts made up with my. I try not to talk about my videography shit on YouTube because I don't want trolls to get hold of it and ruin my life.
Right.
But one of the proudest days of my life was having someone else in my team because I designed all my own logo. Duncan come and shoot with my logo, and I got to shoot that and put it on my Instagram and stuff. And it was like people walk around with my logo on it, which is the best fucking feeling.
Had a good time, man. I really enjoyed it.
Fucking hell, because Stephen just paid us. Also, Mark, Winchell Exchange,
Mark.
10 quid. Thank you very much, Mark, man.
Cheers, mate.
Mark comes to fucking everything, and Stephen is Stephen. He's fucking one of us.
And Mark is a patron guy as well.
Yeah, he's already given us.
God bless you, mate. You don't need to do that, but thank you so much.
I just need to speak to Sam Montgomery because he's been asking me. I'm about to enter GCSE, so you can call this me being way too early to ask. Vegan Sixth Form is just called Film Studies. Would you like to enter A-level? Thanks for advice. Let's donate button 15. Sam's 15!
Mate!
Sam, you're too young for this channel. I say cunt. I say the C word all the time. Sam, so when I was a kid, which was before 9/11, that's how I judge things. It's a very long time ago. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as film studies A-level. GCSE, so it just wasn't a thing. And actually, a very, very, very important time in my life was when I was leaving. I did my GCSEs, and my friend Steve actually said to me, there was different sixth forms in Cambridge, and my friend Steve said to me, Ed, just gave £5, £4.99. Thank you very much, Ed. That's very sweet. I thought you fucking hell. Thank you. That's amazing. My friend Steve said to me, I was trying to choose my sixth form, and I chose one. I've just realised it's quite a big decision I made. I chose one sixth form and I was going to do psychology and blah blah. And my friend Steve said, "Oh well, I'm going to this sixth form and I'm doing film studies." And I was like, "Sorry, now what the fuck? Studies what?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, film studies." And I was like, "Media studies." He's like, "No, not media studies, film studies." And I was like, "You can do film studies at college and you can talk about films." And he was like, "Yeah, totally." And it was just that time, I'd just done I just discovered Sam Raimi, and I discovered George Romero when I was about kind of 13, and that was like, oh, look what these people did and shit. And I found Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi, watching Evil Within 2 was a huge turning point in my life. I mean, that's Evil Within 2 is the film that made me decide that I love films and I wanted to make films. And my friend Steve was like, oh, well, they do film studies here, so I dropped my whole thing of A-level choice to go do film studies. And my first year of A-level was really good across all courses, but then by the second year I was kind of like, no, I'm all about film. I'm all about film studies. One of my friends who didn't go to A-levels was kind of unemployed at the time, so I used to go to his house. I would do English in the morning, finish at 11, go around his house, we'd go to the pub, we'd get drunk, and then my film studies class would start at 3, so I'd turn up half cut to film studies. And because the thing is, by my second year I started Skyping class, but I'd never Skype film. And I'd turn up drunk or stoned, but I'd still go. And I got an A in film studies A-level because I cared about it so much. I was opened up to this whole perspective on film. I had a teacher called Tony and a teacher called Tanya, and they were both amazing teachers and some of the best teachers I've ever had. And they taught me that, you know, it's not just about fucking shit blowing up or whatever, you know, there's a whole critical thing you can do.
I think that's the thing you realise, like watching Endgame yesterday, I was like, the spectacle stuff is wonderful, but that's not why I came.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of art form.
The shit that moved me was all the human stuff, man.
I haven't given Sam any advice. I just gave some biographical waffle. Okay, Sam, here's the thing. It depends what you want. Now, you can go one of two ways. When I did my film degree, I kept it completely analytical, and I did it absolutely as a analytical analysis academic thing. My friend Andy, he did completely practical and went off and started a videography company when we left uni when he was like 22. And he's been doing that for 10 years. And then I only did the videography thing properly about 5 or 6 years ago when I started kicking it off as a side gig at my full-time job. It depends what you want. So I didn't have the camera. I did some practical stuff, but I diverged into academic, and then and all the equipment I learned on when I was in my kind of early 30s or late 20s was obsolete. So I had to learn up again from YouTube, and now I have a business and I do it like that. It depends. Yeah, that's. Oh God, this is awful. This is the worst.
No.
It's absolutely the worst. If you want to go off and do video for money, keep it practical. If you want to write about film, lean into the academic. You can split it both ways. Ultimately, if you get that degree, it's just a degree, and however you split it up, you can get a job in the industry. So you're doing GCSE, man. So that's the first step. Just, you know, lean into it hard if you're into it. That's the worst. John Cody gave us £2.
Cheers, man.
Small token of appreciation. Thank you very much, John. That's not a small token. This is a lovely token.
Small token of my appreciation. I think, getting into film, getting into whatever aspect of filmmaking is hard, whether or not you've got a degree in it. And I know myself, I'm almost a decade in at this point in terms of my career. It's hard. It's whatever aspect of making movies you want to get into, it's hard. It's just a long slog, and it's real hard. And but you know, like I the advice a lot of young people who think they want to be actors ask me is, how can I help me out here? What can I do? And it's that thing of like, always ask yourself why it is you want to do this. And if the answer is because I love doing it and because I can't imagine myself doing anything else, and because it just calls to me and I don't get fulfillment from anything, then fine. But
180 UK Music just gave £2. He says, Richard, redo the Resident Evil commentaries, suffer. Sorry to interrupt.
Because £2.
Someone gave money.
Fair enough.
I'm interested in it. The ones we did with Ollie got up to like 100,000 views. So I'm not against doing it again. Just saying, Karen.
No, that's cool.
I didn't want to not acknowledge someone giving money. So.
I could do those with you.
Well, someone asked a moment ago if we've ever worked on something together. So we nearly did, technically. So, Fistful of Lead. I was invited to be an extra, but I couldn't get down to Kent for that shoot. And I was obviously in night shoots, which Duncan was involved in, but we very nearly did. I've done prop work through Jason Fitzpatrick, so I can't remember her name, directed Bend It Like Beckham, her film Blinded by the Light. I had to program a BBC Micro for them on set, which is very exciting because everyone was there, all the actors, like Sally Phillips was there, and all the actors were there. And I was the guy who had to set up a BBC Micro and program it. But I had to write basically a programming language. That's when I say I write basic, it's just like, oh, what basic?
No, of course.
So I had to write, the art director came to me and said, I need the screen to say this, and that was like used in the shot, so I had to sit and write the program.
Yeah.
And then there was a Amstrad typewriter, and the the prop master for that shot wanted me to get a certain thing in the Amstrad typewriter, so I had to program that. And then I had to set up a couple of Windows 3.1 PCs. So that was such a cool conglomeration of my interests, because I got paid day rate, my videography day rate, to go to a film set and program old computers, which is my
Yeah, fair enough.
I have had sex with a human woman. just so we're clear. But that was really fun. And then I did extra stuff for Mark. And I would have done Fist for Lead as well, but I couldn't get down to count that day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would have been cool, man. That would have been good. But I got my cousins are in Fistful of Lead. They got little cameos. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a, it's a western, man. What can you say? A western shot in the UK.
A couple of things to catch up on. 180 UK music. Any more vids like the Die Hard Xmas one? Yes. Duncan and I collaborated on a Night of Living Dead one that I need to do the voiceover for, so that's coming. We want to do more stuff like that. Any more Italian horror? The Italian horror didn't go down very well, but I enjoyed doing them. And Duncan R is going to come back, so it might necessarily retain a little bit more of the same.
It's again that thing about amongst the faithful, it's very well received. But,
yeah, well, there's a lot of time goes into them, and I think that would help us build. Terror fiction, do you do audiobook reading type work? If so, give me a shout. I'm looking to do that with my book this year.
Yes, I've done some. I've done a lot actually for Cambridge. What are they called? The Cambridge. The book. What are they called?
University Press.
University Press. Thank you. Yes, Cambridge University. I've done a lot for Cambridge University Press. Doing foreign language. Yes. Yeah. I've done that. Done a lot of that. Yeah. Duncan.casey@hotmail.co.uk.
More risky quizness, yes. Now, here's the way risky quizness works. I have to write risky quizness. I had help from Jeremy to get trivia. What I do is I think of dumb shit that makes me laugh, and then I have a notepad on my phone, and the thing is, I think of something that I find really funny, but I can't tell him. And so, because risky quizness, it's me and Duncan and a third person, so it's been Brad fitted in beautifully.
Gallantly.
It's so good. I'd love to get Mark into Risky Quizness, but I think Brad's the one because Brad is such a good straight man. And the thing is, you're both straight men and I'm the twat, but I think it's something that makes me laugh. I think it's just something dumb and I write it down. So
yeah, but the rounds are fantastically flat.
This is the thing with Risky Quizzes. I would do Risky Quizzes once a week if it wasn't so hard to write.
Oh, mate.
It's so hard to write because all those questions are so hard to write.
Yeah.
So the thing of bust a crab, never busted a crab, that is very much me having a shit or on a bus. And I'm and I get my phone out. So there's a little notepad, the phone we're filming this with, there's a little notepad with a bunch of new Risky Quizness stuff on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So the next one, so you have to come up. So I would do it every week if I could. I mean, I really love. I was a big fan of Shooting Stars and stuff when I was younger, and Shooting Stars is so influential on that.
Yeah.
Now I know people are asking about Bum-Faced Pooh.
Yes.
Gordon Harrett.
It's a great movie,
Yeah, maybe Ivan on Risky Quizness. Maybe Ivan's too funny. Ivan's not a straight man. He might look deadpan, but he's not a straight man. He's too funny.
He's a piece of Sarah
So Ivan's a great.
Yeah.
I've known Ivan since 1995. I live with him. That fucking geezer, mate. We make each other just fucking roll. When we're sat around in the evenings, we just crack. Same like you, man. It's a similar thing. It's just easy fucking chemistry. We sit around, we just fucking make each other roll.
He's also the sweetest bloke. I don't want to be sound patronising, but he's such a nice guy, man. Ivan is the best.
Oh, dude, like I said,
I should be doing so.
I met him in Form in 1995, and I've been mates ever since. And now we nearly 5 years living together. But there's been a lot of talk. People saying we're going to read Bum-Faced Pooh Hands.
Bum-Faced Pooh Hands, yes.
I need to pass urine.
Pass that urine.
And I think it's 5 past midnight. Okay, I'm going to say if we were to put an end point to this, we could say half midnight.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to finish at midnight, which is going to be a good 3-hour run. Thank you, Nicky. Good to see you, man. Though, Nicky, if you've got 25 minutes, we're going to do Bum-Faced Pooh Hands.
Go for a pish, and I'll answer some questions.
I'm going to have a pish.
Yeah, we're going to have a pish.
Yay.
Detective, full stop. Grade, full stop. Media, full stop. Asks Duncan, what's the most challenging role you've ever acted? I'll just when you go through there'll be a cat in there. He shouldn't come out, but in the paper. What's the most challenging role you've ever acted in? Probably doing Measure for Measure, actually. Doing Shakespeare on stage in London. That was a toughie. That was a real toughie. But it was great. It was really rewarding, and I really enjoyed it. What else have we got? Imagine if Duncan was your daddy and he smelled cuddly and musky. Lol, that would be gay. Haha. Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's not really. That's a weird comment to put on a thing. Duncan, I got the Kenneth movie. You were really good at it. Bless you. Thank you, 180 UK Music. Kenneth, by the way, is on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube if you just put Kenneth Duncan Casey or whatever into the search thing. You'll see that it's a feature length. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long. Movie that I made. Fucking hell, we made it nearly 9 years ago, and yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. And it's a fun little northern low budget thing, but it's really good fun. And it's all good. Your watch, Duncan. Good gosh, explain. I don't know. Well, I need to tell the time. There's a good watch to do that with. So I'm not sure what explanation you're after, Duncan. Are you more popular than Calvin Lockhart on IMDb? I have actually been deep in the problem. I have eclipsed Calvin Lockhart a few times. He and I tussle on IMDb for most popular Bahamian on IMDb, but it does happen. Yeah, it does happen. But do you know what? He's King Willie, so I can't really fuck with King Willie. He's
That's Raphael. He enjoyed Kenneth.
Cheers, man. Cheers, Raphael. Yeah, man. Thank you. It's a fun little movie. I mean, we shot that in York over the space of a couple of, well, I don't know. It was like 5-6 weeks, I guess, and not even that actually. It was good. It was a good fun time. Yeah, it was good.
Someone's asked, could we get Stuart Ashen on? Stuart Ashen, I directed Stuart Ashen for the Community History. He does a lot of stuff with those guys, and I directed Stuart. Stuart Ashen is someone I like very much. I really enjoy it.
Lost in the divorce, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will paraphrase Duncan. Well, no, I'm going to paraphrase Duncan.
Sorry, that was.
Duncan said that Stuart Ashen was lost in the divorce. Stuart Ashen has done a couple of collaborations with Oliver Harper. So I don't think I'm going to get myself in trouble here. I feel as if he probably wouldn't collaborate with us, perhaps on that basis. I would love to. I would love to, but I don't think he would perhaps want to speak to us. So there you go. But I directed him before the split. I directed him. If you go to Retrotech Archive, which is the kind of retro gaming channel for the Centre for Computing History, there's a video about the FM Towns Marty there, and I directed that for those guys. So there you go. Yeah, don't worry, Doug. That's all right. Don't worry. It's totally fine.
I mean, Kenneth Duncan Fight Tool Station Duncan. I don't know what that
Crisis
means.
on Infinite Duncans.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what that means. Fight. I don't think it's much of a
We'll
fight.
probably go practical because I'm autistic as fuck. Okay, Sam. Yeah, man. Go practical if that's what you want. I mean, the good thing now is I think technology to a degree has started to stand still a little bit. When I was doing my degree, it was in a transitional period, so it was going from. I mean, one of the most valuable things I ever did actually was shoot. I shot an edited film like 16mm. Like I'd never do it again. It was like eating fucking nails, but like shooting was my hearts of darkness. But the editing process on the Steam Deck I found really, really valuable. I found the practical suit. I've never done it again, but in terms of learning the basis of the process, I found it incredibly valuable. We made a linear film on 16mm, no soundtrack, and I loved that. I already did mini DV editing on my computer before I did my degree. It was very, very important. So there you go.
Well, that's good. Anything in the pipeline, Duncan? Yep. Duncan, were you named after a man at arms? What does that mean? Were you named after a man at arms?
What, from He-Man? Where is that?
Is that? I don't know what it means.
Is Man at Arms' real name Duncan? Man at Arms from He-Man with the tash and the helmet. He looks like Johnny Alpha.
Whatever.
See you later, original being. Cheers, man. Thanks for all your contributions.
Oh, I'd love to see Valverde do a Superman 3-star fight with Duncan battling himself only with Superman 4's power band.
Get out of off of He-Man. Yeah. I've just been learning tracking and stuff on After Effects, so we could do some face replacement and have you fight yourself. If that's your bag, you know.
Yeah, well.
That's your bag.
Yeah.
Right, how are we going to do bum face poo hands? I feel like what's going
Yes,
here's
we
what,
need to.
here's what I think is going to have to happen.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to operate the book and point it to the lens, and you're going to have to stand over the phone and read it.
Okay.
Okay, we have a technical challenge. Yes, Ian, I've written a bunch of scripts in my day. I'm sorry you asked at a time when I'm going to hold up a book. Oh well, Dijon says Dijon just made a Judge Dredd based jungle tune, by the way, which I'm very excited about. He DM'd it to me because jungle, but I'm quite excited about that. Dijon's saying different voices. I mean, do you think you could do a voice a page, or is that?
I will try.
Why not? All right, guys, we can't
Let's
see.
see what
We can't see your chat anymore. Okay.
See what we can do. Okay. All right.
So this book is called Bumface Pooh Hands: A Birthday Surprise by Mr. Gels and K-Man. So if you know Cunt and the Gang, who's a comedy songwriter from the internet, this is his children's book.
Right.
So Duncan will endeavour to read this in a different voice. So what I'll do, I think there needs to be a level of creation here, so I'll make sure that people can see the illustration and you read the thing.
Alright.
And I think Duncan and I are quite synchronous people. I think this will synchronise a little bit.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what goes on.
Okay, so
Okay.
Bumface Pooh Hands: A Birthday Surprise. Oh, what's that? Signed by the authors? Yeah, that's right. Okay, text first.
Bumfish Poohan scratches his head. It's my birthday, he thinks, then gets out of bed. Yawn! Can I have my favourite breakfast? He begs, Mum says. Of course, his sausage and eggs.
I reckon if I hold the picture and you read the text. Oh no, okay,
Right.
it's confusing then.
He opens his presents and is pleased to decide. I love me new teddy, all fluffy and white. Bumface is nanny. Without further ado, calls him to sing. Happy birthday to you.
Mom calls out, Bumface, can you help me prepare the food for your party? Soon guests will be there.
Voices here. I hope you're not eating those crisps.
No, I'm not.
But on the edge of the bowl is a smudge and a spot. Oh, well, Bumface is down and blows his balloons. Mum stands at the sink, disinfecting the spoons. When Bumface's friends come, he rushes downstairs. I want to play Pass of Parcel, a musical chair. Fuck, name a famous person quick, because I'm running out.
Chris Tarrant.
Oh yeah. Pin the tail on the donkey. A bit of a fail, as nobody wants to handle the tail. That's what it's like.
Ian McKellen.
Bumface's friends help him make the jelly, so he can eat ice cream, because the jelly is too smelly.
Roger Moore.
Here comes the cake with candle and tow. Happy birthday, dear Bumface. Happy birthday to you.
Roger Moore.
Okay, right. Oh, that was, yeah, sorry, that was wrong. Look up there. Making a wish, Bumface closes his eyes. He blows out the candle. What a happy surprise. Birthday surprise. I don't know. Stop knocking the thing, Winston. Poo, basically. Poo happens. Poo everywhere.
Bum face poo hands, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Bumface poo hands.
Bum face poo.
It's good. It is Bumface poo. Sorry, that was terrible. I'm not on my game. I'm not on my game.
It was great. We're drunk and you had to improvise.
Yeah, I'm not on my game.
It was
sorry.
great.
I apologise. That was dreadful.
Oliver and Richie didn't have a falling out, did they? Uh-oh.
Sure, why not?
You might want to speak to Duncan as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we did.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a dog. Look at my fucking
Look
dog.
at the fucking dog over there with his
I got a
fucking.
fucking dog.
What's he got over there? You got a fucking giraffe in his fucking
A
mouth.
fucking
Look
giraffe.
at that fucking giraffe in his fucking mouth.
Wasn't even born when I fucking broke my leg. That's how old he is.
No. Duncan, if the chance came along, would you be happy doing a long-running TV series, and would that would last several years, or would you prefer to do it? Dude, yeah, no, I'd do it. I'd take it. Fuck. Oh, thanks, Winston. Thanks for that. I would take a long-running TV series. Of course, I would. Like, man, like.
It's work, isn't it?
I started. Here's the thing. I started off in my career going. I soap operas can fuck off. I'm not doing them. And then obviously the kind of not malaise, but the sort of the fallow times set in, and you go, oh, I just need some work, and then the soap operas come calling, and I was very lucky to get offered some soap opera parts, not regular but small. And I did them, and then I realised actually if you get to go to work every day and do what you love to do,
this is the thing.
nothing wrong with that at all. It's fun.
Adam Woodyard, as an example.
Yes. Yeah.
So we like about him. He's had consistent work for 30 years. Everybody knows who he is.
Mate.
Like,
And he's such a nice guy. I was privileged and lucky enough to be on EastEnders on the day when he hit his 2000th episode or something. That was they rolled in all the flowers and the congratulations. And it was him and the DP, one of the camera ops was called Duncan as well, and it was both of their 2000th episodes, and they had a big celebration. And I was like, holy shit, you guys have been doing this for 30 something years, and fair enough, man. Look, you get to go to work every day and you get to do what you love to do. So yes, I would 100%.
Really barks as EastEnders. How do you go from a small regular part to full time like the show did where you were a doctor? When you were a doctor in EastEnders? I think EastEnders takes some crack, and I don't think it's as easy as how do you.
I auditioned a few times for EastEnders before I got that
Michelle
role.
J just gave us £10. Love the show, guys. Did you enjoy the latest Ellen Partridge series? Thought it was a bit hit and miss, but most enjoyed it. Well, Michelle just gave us a tenner. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Bless
And
you.
we have to answer that question for that. Was a
Yeah.
sponsor's question.
Yeah.
Michelle found the hit and miss. I did think the first episode was the strongest, but I really, really liked this time. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it had an arc for Alan, and it was just funny and awkward and awful, which is the point, right? That's the reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so cockpit Patrick. I sort of like how low key we're known as a repository for Partridge fandom, because it's not our channel's remit at all. But we did. I tell you what, here's the problem, and I don't think Frank's in the room anymore. When I've been in the room with Frank, it's been just as bad. Duncan and I are all we do is Partridge voices for everything. Even when it's not even vaguely appropriate.
It's such a good shorthand for general male failure. It really is though. It's such a shorthand.
Sort of like over analysis.
Yeah.
Because it's got anytime we talk about anything technical. Because if when we're filming something, I have to talk about like a lens. I always go like, it's a 14mm, a 2.8. Like there's no, and just doing it in that. I tell you what it is with you, because I don't understand car shit. But when Duncan's telling me about what his latest car-related woe is, it's in the Duncan's partridge voice. It's just like, yeah, okay, fine.
Well, I had to make sure that the coolant flange was correctly situated.
It's just the any kind of technical terms in that voice. It's funny. I mean, I really loved this time. I thought it was great. Have you seen the Richard Madeley clips where he's the most partridge? Yes, I have, David. Yeah, the Richard Madeley real life partridge stuff is insane. I think there's one with Adam Buxton, and it's just like and the way he talks to Judy as well. It's like, dude, just stop, stop talking. Hans Gruber or Simon Gruber? Hans Gruber. Simon's great.
Yeah, I mean, I love Simon Gruber.
I mean, forced to choose, I'll live with either one. You know,
Yeah.
There's not a lot in it for me.
No, I mean, well, you don't have Simon Gruber without Hans Gruber, right? So
there you go.
Yeah, that's what I love me some Simon.
Would you do the voice of Fran Drescher?
Who?
Yeah, sorry, Raph. Like, we don't know who Fran Drescher is. You know, Richard and Judy totally have a sex dungeon. They look like the most sex dungeon couple I've ever seen.
Fair play.
Yeah, they do just do. They're total wrongings. They're total suburban swinger pervs, those two. Well, in my view, maybe I've just fan fiction that too much.
We're sitting on a beach, earning 20%.
Yeah. I just discovered this stream right here at work, 4 p.m. US time. For entertaining, I really appreciate it, channel. Oh, thanks, Mark. Cheers. I'm glad we brought up, you made the end of your day more fun. We've been on for the best part of 3 hours now, but you can go watch the beginning later, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. I like Bumblebee. I watch Bumblebee, and it's proper 80s Transformers, and you can actually see what's going on. Sometimes when one robot hits another robot, the camera stays in one place with a wide lens for more than a third of a second. Yeah, no, I like Bumblebee a lot. I mean, it's total kind of because ironically the Bay Transformers was produced by Spielberg, and it was supposed to have, and it was going to be Zemeckis, but then it ended up being Bay. Like the Bumblebee Apes, it's set in the 80s and it's E.T.
Right.
But the robots are the proper 80s designs of the Transformers and stuff. I liked it a lot. I liked it a hell of a lot actually. It was a good fun. I saw Into the Spider-Verse and Bumblebee when I was really, really ill with my leg. Well, I just got out of hospital and it was like to get me out of the house. Bless my mum. It was like this total, schoolboys outing. My mum drove us up to the Grafton Centre to go see a film, and she came and collected us afterwards because I couldn't walk.
So you got the escalator up.
Yeah. Of course.
Many memories.
No one at school cares about me, so I'm committing suicide tonight. Okay, well you've spelled suicide with the word sewer. I don't know if that's a serious quote. This is a strange venue to express that. If you are serious, don't do that. That's crazy.
I think it's suicide.
4,000 huffs.
What's that? Valve,
got any good stories?
Hungarian
Uberfarts. Budapest. I went to a stag do in Budapest. I went to the nightclubs there. Budapest was great. Loads of fun. I can't remember. Yeah, I still have a huff at home. I have 600 huffs or something like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much. Budapest. Man, we just went out as a stag do. So we put plastic tits on my mate, and that's when we were walking out to dinner. We found a shop that sold plastic tits, and of course on a stag do you have to have plastic tits. And his dad was there, and my friend. So it's my friend Carl. He's marrying my friend Jess, who was not there because stag do. And Jess's dad was there, and we made them both wear drag and go wakeboarding. And we sat by a lake. I went to the beer spa in Budapest. That was fucking cool. It was like 40 degrees, and you go to a spa and you drink beer. And it was great. Budapest, lovely. I'll go back in a second. Oh, most importantly, they have a statue of Peter Falker's Columbo. So there's a Columbo statue.
Wow.
On my Facebook, there's a picture of me with the Columbo statue, so I went out of my way to find it. And because it was some kind of political manoeuvre to, there was some election. It's really weird, and someone had a Peter Fox statue put up because there's some kind of political manoeuvre, but based on the fact that he was supposedly a successful person from Budapest, but it's some kind of vague thing about his generational connection to Budapest. So I went to the Peter Fox statue because I love Colombo very much.
Nice.
So there you go.
Oh, cool.
There you go. So yeah, Budapest, I'd go back, absolutely.
Bye, I'm leaving, his sister. Bye. Bye.
I'm leaving. Okay. Don't commit suicide, Dre. I don't think that was a serious comment, but please don't do that. It's a country that's leader understands discipline. We need to get on our Ainsley Harriet
Yeah.
pictures. So guys,
Boy.
it's 27 past midnight. We're going to wrap up in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We've been on for 3 hours, so thank you very much.
Have you got anything pressing that you really have to ask us? Now is the time.
I got to say to Dre, I don't know if Dre Daniels is taking the piss. That's a very troubling comment.
Yeah.
Frank has responded. Dre, Jesus, if that's a real thing, then fuck school. School's bullshit. When you're out of school, everything's awesome. Never think about school again. Don't commit suicide. I don't think you've done anyway. I don't think that's real. But if it is, it's a very troubling thing to say.
Don't say it if you don't.
Don't say if you don't mean it. Well,
Yeah.
and if you do mean it, then
Please don't mean it because that's not a great thing.
if you mean it, it's fuck school. Trust me. The day you finish with that shit will be the best day of your life. Ever. It's the best day of your life. So yeah, don't do that. I don't know what to say to that really.
It's not worth it, man. Don't give in. Don't give in to that shit. I was bullied really badly at school. Really badly when I was in my teen years, and don't give in to that shit.
Yeah, fuck that. You think RoboCop 3 is okay because it's not a good movie? No, we do not.
I never said it was okay, and never said it was
I clocked this earlier, but there's other stuff going on, and Billy asked it a bunch of times. I think because we like Robert Burke, Billy Mount thinks we like RoboCop 3. We do not like RoboCop 3 at all, Billy, just to clarify.
I really like Brandon Routh as well, by the way, but it doesn't mean I think Superman Returns.
Yeah, no, Robert Burke was a really great RoboCop, but RoboCop 3 is not a good film. There's no discussion of that really. So, thank you, Mr. Flynn. Well, thank you for your donation as well, Mr. 80 UK Music. Thank you as well. You gave money, Mr. 80 UK Music. We don't know when the next one is, but we really enjoyed this, and we're going to do another one. And we're going to do it with a proper you stupid slag. Mm-hmm. We're going to do it with a proper camera and stuff and lighting next time. This is on my phone on a fucking selfie stick mount. I'm going to get next to my catch. We use OBS. We'll do it properly next time.
Yeah.
Bellends and tinfoil was still the best description of the RoboCop series. Well, thank you very much. I've not seen the new Twilight Zone. Die Hard 3 deleted ending is too depressing, frankly.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a very weird ending.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them ever using that properly.
What a bum, no homo. Well, thank you. That's a ringing endorsement. Duncan looks like he's entered the fourth dimension of sleep. Duncan very drastically hurt his back today and has soldiered through.
Yeah, sorry.
I've got a broken leg and I'm in better shape than him.
No.
Yes, I'm nearly done, mate. I've got a couple of weeks left. You were in pain.
I have a bad back. Look, I broke my back in a car accident a few years ago, full disclosure.
Shut off.
And I was doing deadlifts today and I just did something wrong and I fucked it. And I've ended up with sciatica, I think. So that's not good.
Well,
that's my fault.
I've never had sciatica. Just being I had sciatica and I've never had a traumatic back injury. I had sciatica and it came and went over about a year and then it was gone. I've never had it since I had it when I was about 31. So it's not.
I've injured my back other ways as well. I had another car crash a long time ago.
Dijon Coleman broke his neck in a fight once. Fucking hell, mate.
Alright, it's not fucking top trumps, Dijon Coleman.
Maybe Duncan shouldn't be lifting here.
Yes, very good. Thank you.
I felt like my legs were fur. Okay, guys. I'm sorry, it's people are asking questions, but it's time for us to go. So we've had a whale of a time. It's been great. However, feel free to shoot your questions to us on that Twitter. Our Twitter accounts are in the description. I am at its_Jackson time, no apostrophe. I'm at Duncan Casey. Fuck knows how we got that, because it's a, you know,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's all yeah.
You've got a very ordinary name, not as ordinary as mine.
I
Like
did pretty well. There's an Ulster Union rugby player who's got the same name.
Oh, is that right?
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah, but he hasn't got at Duncan Casey.
Well, that's it, guys. Thank you very much. Now, this could be